Yeah! Partner.
Hello.
Hello!
Hello.
Oh, hi. What? Do you want... High five me. Oh!
Yes.
Whoa! Clap, 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 clap,
Cope,
clap,
cope,
clap,
cope,
clap,
cope,
clap,
cope,
clap,
cope,
clap.
cope, cope, cope.
Kung Fu Fenris. And Weirdness, thank you both so much. This is wonderful, and particularly, nothing wrong with a good 19 months, but there's something arbitrarily awesome about 2 years.
Uh-oh, Kung Fu
Oh,
Fist.
man. Oh, just like flipping.
Oh, hello, Aragwen.
Kung Fu Fenris, I can only assume you're like watching on a phone of some kind, and it's just like flipping shit all over the place. I love it.
I'm just making sure that something got sent correctly. Flip a small table. Why a small table?
Seems hard to flip a big table.
Hello, Lemon Eater.
Hi, Lemon Eater. Lemon Eater, did we ever figure out if the L was for Lemon Eater or if it's something? I don't know. Oh, my big tables! I'm
Maybe it's just two pipes, so it's Emanator.
Oh. I think Lemon Eater was trying to write Lemon Eater Lollapalooza, but ran out of space.
I was like, good enough. Yeah, I would have just gone with Lemlol. Nah, it's not good. Okay. All right, well. Yep. Sometimes you just gotta die on a hill for a joke. Do you know what I mean, guys? Everybody knows.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do stand-up. It's that reaction is the one I fear the most. It's just good.
You're doing great. You're doing so great.
Jokes die before you die.
Wow.
Wow. That's so... Yeah. Has anyone ever been outlasted by a joke? Yes, of course they have. For sure. Oh. Anyway. That's enough philosophizing. What are we doing here?
Yeah, what are you doing here?
It's a really good question.
You invited us. Technically, we forced our presence upon you.
The second L is silent.
I am so right. Lemon Eater Lollapalooza.
I like the second L is silent. All right, cool. Could have been any letter at that point.
Sure could.
I am very chuffed to be here, John, for another episode of Changeling the Streaming.
Oh, chuffed.
Yeah.
Hashtag chuffed.
Hashtag chuff. We are, of course, missing 1/4 of the awesome, so we're operating sort of at 75% awesome here, guys. But that's still that's like a B or whatever. Pretty good.
No.
Is there a hand signal that you have for Kate when she's not here?
I was gonna do this, and then I realized that's like kind of rude, and it doesn't really mean anything. Like, she doesn't talk. She doesn't like a duck or whatever.
I want
so
something that denotes like a pencil behind the ear and like super efficient. But that like makes it look like she works in like a typewriting.
Well, like that's a salute. You could just be like, yep.
Oh, I like
That's
it.
nice.
That's very
Thank
good.
you.
It's very good.
You can throw that out there because she does watch. She has seen the previous episode.
She
Yes,
sure has.
We got some updates about it.
She was messaging us on the Facebook,
This was great.
on the Book of Face.
Now I'm just imagining Kate as like
Oh man, Aragwen, that's exactly how I think of Lemon Eater.
Lemon Eat
Is
Earl.
I think Lemon Eat Earl as in an Earl.
Earl of Lemon Eating.
Do go. Yeah, okay.
Well, we'll see what we can do for you there, Kung Fu Fenris.
Yeah, I think we can manage something.
Some deep dives.
Maybe we've moved our location so that we're actually like just outside your door, Kung Fu Fenris, and we'll like bust through any second with our mobile
We've built like a
setup.
set. A set like just right outside.
We're in a
John.
van.
If you end this series with "It was all a dream" by tearing down the set around, I would be so happy.
Well, that would
it's
involve
changing
tearing
the
down your
dreaming.
apartment.
It is all a dream. You get twonk.
Yeah, you twonk.
I think that's filthy. Isn't a twonk like a hunky twink or something?
What?
I mean, now
I mean, maybe.
Hey.
It could be.
Enough.
Hard to
So
keep
I
track
hear
of
you're
what
a
the kids
twonk.
are saying these days.
Hardly kids.
These-
Oh, his voice is breaking too. Classic twonk. All right.
Oh, right.
He's back, folks.
But we do have she who knows 10,000 things. Aragorn is here. I believe Aragorn is alone, though. I do not believe that Entropy's disciple is...
I did confirm with the crosshair that he would not be making an appearance today. Has an early start tomorrow and is being responsible.
Would that be the Kansas City Chiefs?
I think it is, yeah. I participate in a pick'em football pool, which is very silly. If anybody knows me, you know I know literally nothing about any sport.
Twonk is a bit of a plonker, but also a bit of a twat. Use it for friends. Do not call your boss it.
For friends.
I like how Aragorn tweets about a bunch of things. It's you can follow Aragorn on Twitter, but every once in a while there's just like a rush of football stuff.
Yeah.
It's true.
Do you enjoy your football in bursts, much like the game of football?
I mean, hey, look,
I entertain myself. Downs.
my hockey team is playing like tonight, in like an hour and a half. But I'll point out that they've lost their last 7 games.
So we're not going to rush through this session as much as possible, so you can like get down to the Bell Center and watch.
No.
Okay.
No, although my sister did meet Yuppie on Friday.
Oh yeah?
Yuppie.
She had an office party, like a Christmas party, at the Bell Center, and Yuppie was there. And there's now a photo of my sister with Yuppie. So
good.
she's the better twin now.
Oh.
No matter
So
what
you
I've
do-
accomplished.
Well, I don't see why we can't have Yuppie in our game, and then you can meet Yuppie in the game, and then you'll be equal again.
I don't know if that's
Even,
how it works.
not equal. That's not what I mean.
Not sure.
My sports.
Yuppie.
Sports.
I'll clean it up.
I'm spurts. Well, are either of you spending any experience? Let's rip this Band-Aid off. 3, 2, 1.
Oh! Sorry, I thought you were both doing the same thing. All right, okay. No, I'm sorry.
Da-na-da, 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 da-na-da. Subterfuge 4, subterfuge 4, subterfuge 4, na-na-na-na-na-na.
Kurt Aragorn's?
Well, do you want the list, or...
I'll just take it in bullet point form. You have it as a PowerPoint.
You didn't spend
actually.
experience.
Yeah.
Brahm's kind of a twonk.
Oh, that's fair.
Which, as we've now established,
he was
is
a
kind of a mixture
zaddy.
between a plunker and a twig.
I'm going to start calling you a plonker,
Why?
I'm afraid.
I thought I was a zaddy.
I mean, you're also kind of a zaddy. What's your appearance?
You aren't the
3.
worst because of the flannel. You got flannel on. You've redeemed yourself.
That's what it takes. I will wear only flannel for the rest of my life.
Scott,
Oh,
are
no,
those
don't-
flannel jeans? Wow.
Fleems, yeah.
Are flannel jeans, is that even possible?
Guess that's better
No,
than genal.
'Cause they're not made of denim.
Juno is also filthy for sure.
Yay! We're learning new things. Please.
Are we?
Superstar. Oh, flannel lined jeans.
That is-
genius. Obviously, sorry, not on purpose. Pun intended. No, it's great. That's such a good idea.
It's okay. It's
I
good to
love
give them a
jeans.
little hope.
Oh.
Hi, Miss Rich.
Hello.
If they feel like pajamas, why aren't you wearing them all the time?
Everybody?
Maybe she is.
Counterpoint? We have no idea, frankly. Well, yeah.
But also, you don't want sweaty legs in the middle of summer.
Swags.
Oh.
Even better than
Wise.
jeans.
Pajoveralls.
So hands up, everybody who wishes they were Aragorn, like at this point.
I mean, my hand's
I
been
mean-
up for years.
Oh, that's actually fair.
That's, you know.
All right, Miss Rich, enjoy.
Oh,
Also,
Miss Rich.
Please let me know if there are any typos or whatever.
Hey, if we're doing that, why don't we just find out what the hell happened last time?
Do we have to?
That's a good question.
Crazy. Miss Rich, we're going to summarize as we go. Sorry for chewing. Do you want to
So
start?
this
Liz?
might fuck you up.
Well, Braum and Sophia were in Claude's house. Patches and Claude had been #taken. And so they scuttled on down to the basement to see if they could detect anything. There is a tunnel. They followed the tunnel for a while, only to discover a dead end because the individuals were gone using Wayfair.
Yeah. They did some investigating. Sophia was pretty mad at Kenwyn
Yeah.
for being loyal to no one but himself.
And what happened with that?
Well, eventually it got a little heated. Back at the Spark, Well, we'll get there when we get there.
Well, wait, hold on. We got back to the Spark.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go there.
We got back to the Spark after Sophia spoke to some floor.
Classic.
Got back to the Spark. Kenwin was there with a laptop, and we got to speak to the abductor of Patches and Claude, who is Halea. She is operating with the Broken Flight. They are a fringe group that believes that the monarchy is a thing of the past. Essentially, they're trying to dismantle the monarchy.
Because they believe that it will bring about
The Long Winter.
if the monarchy remains.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, to which my counterpoint is like, it hasn't yet, so, but I get what they're, I get it. I'm not saying it wouldn't, but.
Sophia was angry, hit Kenwin in the face.
Whoop.
Kenwin got angry, and everyone was mad.
We're really glossing over, eh?
There's a lot of stuff that happened. Oh,
mad.
Braum discovered that Sasha,
Whoa, we're okay.
the
that's fine,
well, my notes are,
good.
I write down the really important things. Braum discovered that Sasha, the troll at his reception, was not, in fact, a member of the Queen's security detail. Which is fucked. And now Queen Lenore has gone into hiding, according to Seven, and we cannot contact her.
Yeah, I think. Well, we're not supposed to. Whether or not we can is another. Yeah, I think actually that we kind of missed here is that is that
the
Halea,
demands.
Had demands in order to be able to see our friends safely again. She wanted she wanted the Baroness here to encourage the High Queen Lenore to dissolve Parliament, which would lead to elections.
Call for a new election.
If we were to tell anyone or attempt to rescue them, they'll just disappear. But she did, however, swear an oath to do her utmost to ensure no harm would come to them if her instructions are followed faithfully. Now, of course, her instructions were pretty quickly not followed faithfully. I think Braum was thinking maybe a diplomatic route might work, but they decided against it and said, okay, no, we're going defiance and we're going to just work with them. So Kenwin was delivering a threat to Cog. Braum reached out and contacted Seven, which led to Lenore going into hiding, he says.
Oh yeah, there were threats delivered in the form of photographs to us, and the photos were of Kyoko and Zeron and Patch's dad. Yeah.
Photos of Cog with Lenore were delivered to him, blackmail sort of stuff,
Scary stuff.
And Sophia discovered Claude had kept letters from Halea, like love letters. Braum asked for help from Lord McAllister in retrieving files about Broken Flight, see if there's any known contacts that they could try to find. But just as they're getting going, Braum gets a text, "I'm disappointed." And then Sophia gets a phone call from the hospital.
There was a shooting at a convenience store, and Zeron was gravely injured. He was protecting Kenwin, who was there for some reason. And Sophia went to the hospital, was very distressed, cast a well of life on the doctor who will be operating on him, was able to see Kenwin. Kenwin felt remorse, realized that he was just being used like a pawn.
Well, we don't know about the remorse.
And then gave Sophia his bag to finish the deliveries.
Now we're excited.
Sophia's there with sister.
We're excited because we assume the deliveries might include messages to other people that we want to contact,
right?
Which would be Kenwin's way of like helping us bust the system up, right? A little bit. We are very excited about that. Braum is currently en route. He's arrived at a Walmart parking lot with Kyoko to pick up Cog for a science camp. And he was just stepping out of the vehicle, if I recall correctly, is where we were at.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of things that happened.
That's a lot. We tried to. We tried to.
These two guys didn't swear to follow our instructions. Uh-oh.
So we have a drink counter that is inspired but not necessarily related to American football. We have the recap that you have so recently given us. We know that Liz is spending experience. Is there anything else that we needed to worry about before we started?
What these? I know we usually forget.
Who? The hell are my things? I feel like I'm going to knock something over.
Whoa.
You did it, John.
I did not. As a reminder.
Unclear.
As a reminder to everybody present that our players are equipped with cards. Green. Specifically, ooh, this one's a little bit...
Still a little see-through?
Still a little see-through. This
Interesting.
one's really see-through.
Nice.
Green to indicate I am comfortable with what's happening and enthusiastically wish to continue. Yellow to say that I am okay with what's happening by it. I am approaching my limit. And red to indicate that I am not comfortable and need the topic to change or for the scene to stop. You may never see these cards again, but they're there for our present, for our players' health, for my health, and remember for all of you that you have the right to speak to any of our mods, to message me in particular, or if you have to leave the stream. We will not be offended if that is the case.
Mm-hmm.
Was yellow also invisible? Yeah, a little bit. Wow, I guess.
That's weird.
You know what? It might be that it's a little turned up a little too high.
Color settings or
John's actually wearing a bright yellow jacket this week.
It's true. It's true. Let's just.
Did somebody say mustard? What the fuck?
Call me Colonel Mustard, because I'm ready to
Gonna
kill
hit you
this
with the lead
game.
pipe. Oh, that was good. You were better. Oh, that was much better.
Oh, I could actually just. Boop. Let's actually do this properly, shall we?
Okay.
We'll pick a custom color. Boop.
Oh, we're doing it.
For example, I'm not sure if I mentioned this
All the way down.
during the stream, y'all, but I used the green card last session when Sophia found out that Zeron had been shot and she was on her way to the hospital. I was off camera, but I did show this to John.
Because Sophia.
Sophia was not okay, but I was okay. I mean, I wasn't okay, but I was okay. You know.
Now let's try card. Ha!
Take
Better.
that,
Take
colors.
that. Yeah,
This
take
card is
that,
still probably going to be fucked up.
spectrum.
Yep.
Hey! All right.
Yeah, it totally is.
I love that.
All right, that's why I have a different color green.
Which I think is so funny. Yeah, we had all these
Indeed.
cards and we were like, oh, I'm so excited. And then John held it up and was like, shit.
Hey, we could say something about Discord. Hey, if you want to,
Oh, yeah, quick.
if you want to like freak out about something but not in chat, there's a spoilers channel on Discord. You can do it there too.
Link to the Discord is below.
For example, I'm about to type something in the Discord.
Also, if you join the Discord in the near future, I think over the next week, I'll give you a deed name. That was requested on Twitter.
Do I get one?
If you want one, you have to post in the
Yes!
fucking Discord.
I'm sorry. I posted in the full party Discord all the time. I guess I just have nothing to say about this game. Because I say it all during the game. Boom. Yeah, Mistress, it's been up forever, and we're just trying to like get it back online, so to speak, because I think it's a really exciting way to be able to interact with people, right?
When full party was still going, I loved checking the Discord between sessions.
Oh my gosh. I like checking it in the 10 minutes after the session.
Yeah, if you haven't
oldest
got your
right
deed
now.
name, just remind me. There were a lot of requests right at the start, so.
You saw Aragorn's previous comment, John?
Yes.
Okay, just making sure. Oh.
We've all been there when we've played a hidden identity game, right? The moment where the identity is revealed and you realize the person who you formerly trusted, or at least didn't even think twice about, is somebody who you have to worry about. Sometimes revealing the hidden identity is the end of the game. Werewolf, for instance. If you find a werewolf, that's it. Werewolf's out. You generally win. In One Night Ultimate Werewolf, that's it. It's over. But in other games, sometimes the identity is revealed and you realize that that's when you shift into endgame. Dead of Winter, Battlestar Galactica. These are games that when that person comes forward, you realize that that's it. Now you have to start acting with a different strategy because you no longer know that there is untrustworthiness around. You are sure of it, and you know where its source is. That doesn't mean that the game is over, but it does mean that the game becomes more dangerous. It also means that now you can finally act against the person who has been trying to destroy you from within for so long. Hidden identity games are difficult when you're playing with actors. They tend to be very good at it, but at the same time we start reading each other's tells, and then it becomes a massive back and forth as to who is trying to mess with who. And then occasionally you'll get that one person who just wants to inject chaos into the proceedings at all times.
Charlotte.
Mention.
Yeah.
But we know. Eventually a winner has to be declared. It just depends on how painful it's going to be. We're going to start with you, Scott.
All right.
So you have pulled up into a Walmart parking lot. It is, it's Monday. It's still kind of in the middle of the day. So it's, there's a fair number of people here, but it's not rush hour. And it's not near, of course, Black Friday, which is another thing entirely.
Right.
But you step out, and you have Kyoko, and you were driving...
The nuclear-powered Winnebago, if I recall correctly.
And then you see, just from a fair couple of lanes away, are Cog, who is also known as...
Daniel.
And his mother. Daniel has a big old backpack on that's really stuffed full of crap, probably his clothing.
Right, sure.
But that's when I believe another car had stopped and pulled into a new parking spot.
It's a Walmart.
Yeah, plenty of things that happen in a Walmart.
I'm going to move towards Daniel.
So you're starting to walk towards him, and then you see that his mother is just like, well, hello. Where are the other kids?
Well, your son is the first on our pickup, in fact. We'll be getting another 2 in the West Island before we head off to Pierre Elliott Trudeau International Airport.
Do you have any information or whatnot that I need to know about? When is he getting back?
You weren't sent anything by email earlier today.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll I put it to my email, so I'll forward it to you, Mom.
Thank you, young man. And what would your name might be? What? I don't know what I say. But not that. I kneel down and I go.
My name's Cog, and then you see his mother just. His name is Daniel.
Well, both excellent.
All my
names
friends
for
call
that.
me Cog.
Well, at the NASA
Oh God!
NASA Teen Space
All right, roll me
Institute.
your
Oh my
You
God!
can be whoever you want, kid.
What would your name
roll me
might
your
be?
charisma subterfuge, please.
Well, this is bad.
I don't know if you saw Pook's comment that the overlay needs to be updated.
Oh, thank you. The
Welcome.
title.
Fuck.
Yeah.
What would your name might be? All right.
I'd like a
Mom.
T-shirt with that on it,
Can I
please.
spend willpower? Fuck it, I don't care. Here we go.
Scott, you do care though.
I
and-
do. I don't want to. But this isn't life or death. I got
Oh.
1 success.
Okay.
So, Mom's still kind of skeptical.
Oh, sure. I don't look appropriate for this job.
Are you? Look, Mom, here. Everything's gonna be fine. I've been waiting for this for a long time.
Your son sent in a very promising application.
I just had no idea that this sort of thing was offered. I thought space camp was the kind of thing that people did in the 60s.
Well, as I'm sure you're aware, the government's, NASA is making a push to relaunch its space program in a big way, perhaps even Mars by 2040.
And you're taking Canadians.
We'll take whoever we can get. And some of the most talented astronauts that I've ever met are Canadian. I believe one of them is sitting in your parliament as we speak.
Oh, do you mean Marc Arnault? the
Yes, I do.
Oh my
Young
God.
man
the
and-
MP for Notre Dame de Grâce?
That's right.
What is happening?
No, this is-
Is it whenever Braum Brahms? Because that's gonna
That's
happen
gonna
a
be really
lot.
stupid.
Well, I'm fucking dead.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm just gonna drink this whole bottle here real quick.
Oh.
Could the drink counter be every time you take a drink?
It might be.
Well, we've done that before.
Well, also,
You
I
can't do
don't
it
think
again.
you've taken 8 drinks.
Yeah. I haven't done anything. Would you perhaps like my number? I can confirm when he's in the air.
Sure. I would like that. Mom, you're embarrassing me. Can we just go?
We can.
At this point, Kyoko gets out of the Winnebago,
Okay.
and she approaches and she hands what looks like to you like blank pieces of paper to her. All the information's there. You'll have our contact information, you'll have our itinerary, and you'll be able to know exactly where you can contact him. We should point out, however, that the program is fairly intensive, so we ask that students give up their cell phones. We will, of course, be able to reach you in case of an emergency. Oh. Okay. She takes the papers and just looks at them and then folds them up and puts it into her purse.
So, Daniel, Cog, and then I look back to her. Daniel, do you have everything that you need?
Of course I do.
Well,
Oh, wait a minute. Shit. Wrong person.
He doesn't. His
Yeah.
voice doesn't crack all the time, does it?
Yeah, no, I've got everything that I need. I just, goodbye, Mom. And he turns and gives his mother a quick kiss on the cheek, and I'm going to ask you to roll your perception alertness, please. Your
Okay.
specialty applies.
My.
Hidden weapons. Oh God.
That's not good. He's got a knife. That's not funny. I rolled 5 successes.
Cog has a slingshot
Oh, sick.
that's tucked into the waistband of his pants. And there's something wrong about this parking lot. Something's up.
Okay. I'm immediately scanning for, I don't know, any sort of threats, and I'm gonna try to hustle us back to the van, or at least into cover, if I can.
You notice that there's 6 white paneled vans in the parking lot. They all look like they are from the same make, the same model, perhaps rented from the same location, and they're dotted around.
Not that weird, is it? Is there any? Oh boy, is there any movement coming from inside the vans? Anyone getting in or out, or any movement in the windows that I can see?
Not so far. But it's definitely giving you a different feeling, a wrong feeling.
Well, I hate to rush, but I wouldn't want us to miss picking anyone up or our flight, so we'll be on our way.
Of course. Just wait. I have Daniel's inhaler. One second, and she heads back towards her car. And Cog just rolls his eyes. I don't need an inhaler.
You never know. When I turn to Kyoko, we should probably get the car running.
She starts walking back towards the Winnebago. She opens her car and she starts like going through the glove compartment, pulls it out, and then as she walks forward, all of the van doors open. Inside, 3 of them, there seems to be a dual cannon formation.
What?
2 barrels, and there's a chain between them.
What?
I've got it right here. Roll initiative.
Yeah. I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna yell "Get down" as I roll initiative. That's so bad. Okay, I spend my turn yelling "Get down."
Well,
What'd you
we're
roll?
off to a
I
great
rolled
start.
a 1. So I got a 9 though. That's not too bad.
It's not
Thanks,
terrible.
stats.
Also, we're
Okay.
at 19 drinks, and I have no idea what's
I
going
don't know
on.
what's going on.
Aragorn, I now grant you permission to change the drink counter if you want, and we'll reset it from 0 from here.
Yeah, as if
If it's going to be distracting, that may not be the best thing.
Oh boy.
They're going to need their wits around them today.
What?
Okay, you hear an incredibly loud noise. Escalated to tier 2.
what does
I'm
it
going
even
to
mean?
DEFCON 2. I don't know what it is.
You hear an incredibly loud noise, and you see just this massive chain get blown out of one of the cars. Okay.
It was like a chain of bullets, or like that. This makes much more sense.
Much like a bola, it strikes Kyoko full in the stomach and then just starts wrapping around her. It falls and clanks around her legs, and she just looks down and then looks up at you, and she falls over. Another chain is coming at you. You're going to need to roll your... you can either abort to a full dodge, or...
I didn't declare an action really.
No, you
so,
didn't, so.
I can't really defend other. Yes, I'm going to attempt to.
Okay, so
dodge
that's a
the chain.
dexterity
Let's
athletics.
do it.
3 successes.
4 successes.
Okay, so you manage to vault over the chain as it skitters off, and it slams into the side of one of the cars and falls down. Immediately, you feel a chill in the air.
That's so bad.
And then finally,
Did you get out of the way?
I did.
Oh, God.
you see a small metal canister bounce along the ground. It rolls in front of, between Cog and his mother, and then it starts to tick, and then a bright light. I need you to roll your stamina. Stamina and survival.
I have resilient as like a specialty.
Yep.
Stamina. Cool. That's actually a really good pool, but it's letting me down today. 2 successes. No, sorry, 1 success.
1 success? All right. As a concussive blast just knocks you and disorients you, and the bright light happens, you are disoriented. So next turn, your dice pools are at -2.
Okay. Oh, that's so bad.
So and you can feel like a ringing in your ears. And the last image that you can see is of Cog's mother looking down and of Cog looking up at her. And that sort of persists in your vision for a moment. Round.
14.
Okay. Cog's 2.
Oh,
And-
sorry, 12, I guess, because I'm at a
Yeah.
penalty, right? 12.
Okay. So Cog's action first is he's going to try to reach his mother. Cog's mother is... You don't know what she's doing currently. And Kyoko is trying to reach down to unwrap the chains from around her legs. Your declaration, and then after your assailants.
Yeah, my declaration is going to be to draw a whisper as I crawl along the ground, and I want to cut the chain from Kyoko.
You're trying to get to Kyoko.
Get to Kyoko.
Because she is still back
Quite
in
a ways
Winnebago.
away, yeah.
All right. As you start crawling towards this, you see that there's another chain blast is occurring towards you, You can abort to dodge if you so choose.
Yeah, because otherwise I'd be splitting. Well, no pool really, but yes, I will spend a point of willpower so that I can dodge. And just like, hopefully roll out of the way.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to spend the point of willpower, or are you spending it to assist your dodge? Because you didn't actually have a
you're right.
dice
You're right. I
action.
didn't have an action, so then I don't need to.
Okay.
Although, no, it's fine. Okay.
4 successes.
2.
The chain wraps around your chest and catches one of your arms, pinning it to your side. It starts to ravel around you, and immediately you feel the chill of iron pressing against your body, wrapping it up into you. In order for you to try to release yourself from this, your strength is effectively lowered. You can't rely on your troll strength.
Okay. Okay.
You hear Cog shouting, and then you hear Cog's mother shouting. Round. Okay.
11.
Your assailants are 10. Kyoko is at
Okay.
5.
Okay.
And Cog is actually at 12.
Okay.
So Kyoko is still trying to free herself. She's not. These are very heavy chains, and she's not that strong. However, there are now 4 changelings that you can see who are approaching her. 2 trolls, 2 knockers, and they're attempting to pull her away. You can also see that there are another 5 who are approaching Cog and his mother, and 4 that are approaching you. All of them streaming out of the cars like ants. The rest are a mix of other kith. Funnily enough, no she.
Can I get a count? That was 13 people? Did I miscount that?
4 plus 4 plus 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
13.
That's so bad. Okay. Then I will declare next. My action. Are cantrips effectively 0, or are they just much more difficult?
Depends on who your target is, but yours are going to be much more difficult because you are currently in contact
That's
with iron.
kind of my thought.
And you can't actually cast any cantrip that targets yourself.
Right. I'm going to bite my own tongue hard enough to draw blood.
To sever it.
To sever it so that I can spit it at my... No, so just to draw blood if I can, or my lip or
Okay.
something, so that I can spit it towards the assailant, the knocker that's coming for Kyoko. I'd
Okay.
like to cast Eldritch Blast. It's not called Eldritch Blast. Dragon's Ire. To, using that as my bunk to try to blast him away and hopefully frighten people, or at least draw them onto me.
Okay.
That's what I'd like
Go
to
ahead
try
and
to
roll. Your bunk is going to be considered a level 2. However, your difficulty is +3.
do. So that's 9.
9.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, well, it's not looking good. Shit, it's the fuzz!
Jesus!
The cops yeah, they know. Don't worry.
I don't know how to not worry in this situation. I will.
Oh. No success.
No successes? Okay. They pick up Kyoko, and you see that her hands are flailing around. She wraps her fingers, and you can see that she's digging into her hands. And then she is attempting a cantrip as well. Roll me your perception Braymare. See if she can succeed. Okay.
1 success?
She is casting Veiled Eyes on Cog.
That's nice. Wish I was that.
But they pick her up and they just fling her into a van. And you hear a metallic tingle on the ground.
Okay.
You see Cog's mother is being, her head is smashed on the ground, and she just goes limp, and they roll her away.
Yeah.
You hear someone in the back say, "Forget the rabbit, get the kid." Round. Your assailants are approaching you this round.
14.
Okay. The assailants are declaring first, and then Cog, then you.
Okay.
Your 4 are going to attempt to just lift you up, which is a little bit harder for them. But they're just literally just going to try to lift you. The others are now searching for Cog. They don't know where he is, and you hear the van doors that are currently containing Kyoko and one of the cannons slam shut, and an ignition turning on.
Yep. Cog would declare if I knew where he was.
Cog,
Can I?
yeah, you're exempt from it.
Oh, great.
Cog's trying to get to you.
That's nice.
And you see that he is mustering his hands, and he pulls out his slingshot, pulls it back, but there's nothing in it, and then just lets loose towards your assailants. That's at least what he's planning on doing, but it's a cantrip, not an attack. What's yours?
My action is going to be... Oh. That seems like... I had an idea, and I think it's maybe a little too much. I'm going to... I'd like to try to lower the temperature. I'd like to use winter to try to lower the temperature of my body enough that it will be difficult or impossible for them to pick me up, like my skin. Right?
Okay.
Ooh,
That's what I'm
fun.
gonna
That's
try to do.
targeting
Like a burn,
yourself,
right? Right,
and
is
you
that
are
impossible?
being touched by cold iron.
So that's impossible. Okay.
So not only is it difficult for you to cast, it's also difficult to affect you, which means that the effective difficulty is +6. So unless your bunk is amazing, and even if it is, that's difficulty 9.
It's still not. Yeah. I can't really think of what I would do that would, in this scenario, be like a level 5 bunk. I think that would be pretty intense.
If you had one, I'd let you try, but you have to come up with it.
Sure
And you have to
do.
come up with it soon.
Like right now. If I'm wrapped up by a chain, can I can still take off one boot with another boot, right?
Sure. I'm going to point out that one of your arms is trapped and the other one is not.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, I'm gonna. Is Whisper also trapped?
No.
I'm gonna use my free arm to draw Whisper, and I'm gonna.
I thought you already drew Whisper.
I did. You're right. So it's in my arm. I'm gonna cut myself as a bunk. I'm gonna draw blood from my arm,
Okay.
which in this situation is obviously a bad move. I'm gonna use that as a challenge. for
How
these
many points of damage are you inflicting on yourself?
guys. I don't have those levels anymore.
No, sorry, Dad.
Sorry.
4 health levels of damage.
Yeah.
Okay. Your difficulty is 10. Roll your pool. I would suggest you spend
Spend a willpower. Spending a willpower. Oh, it's winter too. I forgot.
No, you heard slight metal clinking, not enough clinking that it would be an iron chain.
Like maybe she dropped something.
That's kind of my thought. That's my hope. 2 1s and 2 10s.
So you succeed.
You got
One
one
success.
success.
Okay. So these people are coming up, and as they lift you, they one of them and just pulls his hands up, and someone says, "Shouldn't be able to do that." And that's when you see a burst of fire appearing above you, and all of them shield back as pyretics just as fire starts surrounding you. So first you were cold, then you're hot. Funnily enough, the iron protects you from it. It doesn't heat up because it's a cantrip,
right?
and it can't heat up cold iron. And then you hear the squeal of tires. Round.
Yeah. Well, I'm now at...
That's the kid!
God damn it, kid! Shit. 12.
Okay. Cog declares then them, then you. Cog is going to try to run to your side and attempt to pull the iron chains off you.
Okay.
They are going to try and take Cog, just literally grab him and pick him up. And there are 4 of them who are attempting this action. The other 4 are stunned this round. You.
My action is going to be to... If I can get up, I'm going to get up. And if I can't, I'll do this from the ground. I'd like to spin Whisper in an arc above my head in order just to keep everybody back, including Cog. And
Including Cog?
Yes, and I'm going to scream, "Get out of here!" at him.
Okay.
Not like that.
Roll me your dexterity athletics at a difficulty of 9.
Point of willpower. Spending it. Get up, Trinity, get up.
I was thinking Lion King, so that's better.
Oh, nice. That's...
Braum, get up.
1 success.
All right, so you managed to push yourself so that you're now teetering on your feet. You are unstable enough that you're pulling Whisper around isn't really that effective, but you are now standing. Others are going for Cog.
Oh. Cog!
Okay, they successfully grab him, and they lift him, one on each leg, one on each arm, up, and you hear someone say, "You'd better stop before you get someone else killed." Round. Go.
16.
Okay, you'll get to act first. Then it's them, and Cog can only try to break a grapple.
Okay. Do they have... I don't know. They're going to carry them
They're trying to carry them away. The other 4 are trying to come towards you. You'll notice that your iron chains, now that you're standing up, are starting to sag a little bit. You may be able to just pull them off you at this point. It'll be a strength roll.
Yes, it will. Yeah, I'm going to stand. I'm going to stand tall. I'm going to attempt to draw the chains from my body and whip them at the nearest 2 or 1 person. And at that moment, I don't have a one-liner. I don't think Braum has one right now.
All right, roll me your strength.
It's just a giant roar.
Your strength athletics, actually. Remember that your strength is effectively lowered. Your troll bonus strength does not apply.
Does not apply. And -1 for the wound penalty.
Yeah, you're no longer disoriented from the blast. That's done.
That's good.
Your difficulty here is 8.
Okay. Those wouldn't apply. I have 2 successes.
You rip the chains away from you, and you throw it at them. 2 of them catch the chains and are knocked back. The other 2 are going to attempt to grapple you. Okay. And all right. One of them knocks into the other one, and neither of them are actually going to try to grapple you this turn. Cog is going to try to break his grapple. Okay, and then the other 4. Cog squirms enough that they have to stop in place to try to hold him down, and then he lands on the ground, cracking his back just against the pavement, but he is free, and he tries to roll towards you. Round.
Yep. Yep. That's not it. 15.
Even better. Okay. They act first, then Cog, then... Or sorry, they declare first, then Cog, then you.
Cool.
They're going to try to pick Cog up. The ones with the cold iron are going to try to throw it towards you. Just back, trying to wrap you again.
Okay.
Then you also know that 2 of them are casting cantrips. Declare.
So
Cog's just trying to get to you.
right.
Actually, no. He's trying to get to the Winnebago.
That's a good place to get to. I'm going to attempt to cast Hurricane Speed on myself and on Cog, which will effectively increase our initiative and our dexterity. You know.
Okay.
In order to do this, I'm going to continue the sort of spinning motion that I had from launching this bolus.
Okay.
I'm going to sort of twirl myself around in a circle, and yeah, I'm gonna whip off the coat that I'm wearing as well,
Okay.
and use it to like emulate a hurricane.
All right. I'm going to say that's a level 3 bunk.
That's pretty cool.
You're no longer
Nice.
touched by cold iron, and neither is Cog. So your difficulty is 5. Roll it.
Yeah, this is obviously it's weird, so I'm spending the glamour to affect us. Okay. Faye, sorry, coming up. Skycraft, nice. Level 3 bunk. Yeah.
Difficulty 5.
Love that. Just one success. It's kind of annoying.
That's enough to start accelerating you.
Yeah.
Are you headed towards the Winnebago as well?
Yes, I am.
Okay, you
Plus
see
one.
one of the trolls is throwing a knife. The knife
Oh!
the knife embeds itself into one of the tires on the Winnebago.
Son of a...
Cog rips open the door and goes inside. You notice that there's a small metal object that's close to the Winnebago. It's Kyoko's wedding ring.
I'm gonna scoop down. I'm gonna slide towards the Winnebago, scooping my hand under the ring to pick it up as I hop in.
Cog slides over into the driver's seat.
Yeah, boy.
And you can hear the small whir. It is not like the gunning of an engine, but the beginning of a nuclear reactor as the Winnebago comes up. And then he looks at you and his eyes are wide, and he looks past you and you see that his mother is still there lying on the pavement.
We're coming back for her. Go, Cog.
He slams on the gas. The Winnebago starts to fishtail as one of its wheels is not quite making connection with the road properly. And then the rest of them dive into their vans.
Is there a firearm in this vehicle? I'm just gonna start fishing around for one as we go.
Oh, interesting. Roll me a die of luck.
I know how to shoot a gun. It is an 8.
You find a blunderbuss underneath the driver's seat.
Baller! I am 100% gonna lean out the window and take a pot shot at their tires. At some point. It doesn't have to be this second. But
Okay.
Of course.
Cog's
yeah.
wits drive.
Let's go, Cog.
0998.
Wow! Dude, learn.
He
Patches
smashes.
would be proud.
He smashes out of the parking lot and immediately pulls onto the Cary Expressway,
Yeah,
where he's headed south,
good.
and is just smashed on that gas. Roll me your dexterity firearms.
Take them all down!
No successes.
Okay. Well, your shot is relatively.
Really disappointing.
Your shot is relatively useless,
Yeah, well.
but you have a head start as the others are still trying to get into their vans and pull away. Hi.
Hi. Before we get started, I have a question for you.
Sure.
I'm always forgetting my legacies, and I realize that my Sealy legacy is mentor, quest, regain willpower by inspiring someone to better their life. Would that have counted with Kenwyn?
Did you inspire him, or did you just yell at him a whole lot?
I don't know. That's why
It hasn't applied yet, but it could.
Okay, sounds good.
Depends on how effective you are and if you actually manage to do it.
Okay.
But it is you now.
Okay.
So you're still in the room.
I picked up his bag. He's pretending to be asleep. I look at Sister.
That's privileged information that you're holding there.
We're really leaving Zeron?
I'm not entirely sure that's a good idea, but we can't get back there. Are we safe here?
I don't think we're safe anywhere.
Then we might as well stay. At the very least, there are mortals constantly surrounding us, and we're full of protection of a less friendly sort.
I look at the bag.
It's a standard, really nice leather-bound messenger bag. It's not terribly heavy.
I'm gonna open it.
So when you open it, you see that there are 2 envelopes inside.
What's
The
seal?
envelopes have a tiny little card attached to each one. Sorry, no, not a card. A tiny, so there's 2 large envelopes, and connected to them are 2 small envelopes, like a gift, like a card
Okay.
type. And they simply say on the outside numbers. So the numbers that you have here would be 4 and 5.
On the big envelopes, is there a seal on them?
Yeah, there are seals on both envelopes. Not on the small envelopes. They're not. The big envelopes there are.
Is it a seal I would recognize from the one that was delivered to us
Oh,
before?
sorry. I just mean they're glued shut.
Oh, okay. So it isn't like the wax seal that was on ours before.
No.
Okay. I would like to open the little envelope for number 4.
Oh, damn.
When you open up the little envelope on number 4, you see that it is addressed to Lady Helena, Home Fires, New York State. But as soon as you finish reading it, the text burns away, and so does the piece of paper. Not in a painful way,
No,
but
no,
just...
no,
And number 5?
Number 5 just has an address,
Okay.
so it has no name. The address is of a warehouse that's in Montreal's north sector, so far more industrial.
Do I have time to use the washroom? Thank you.
Might mute Scott, though.
Yeah.
See.
Okay. I need to... Should we try to get to her?
To who?
Was he looking over my
He-
shoulder?
no, he
Oh, Lady Helena. This envelope is for her.
That's far away. I shouldn't leave the freehold for too much longer.
I could
You
go.
should find Braum.
He was supposed to be picking up Cog. And I need to know that Zeron is...
Then she can wait. The world can wait.
I don't know about that, sister.
Why not?
My friends are being picked off one by one. I'm not about to stand around until there are none of them left.
Then you need to choose which friend you need to stay with. But I can't make that decision for you.
When Zeron's back in his room, I just need to cast some protection there, and then I'll go.
Let me get you some coffee, and we'll wait.
Thanks.
And then you hear over the loudspeaker in French, but you understand it. Code yellow baby. Code yellow baby.
I don't think I would have any idea what that means.
Probably not.
Cool.
Do you have any dots in medicine?
I do, actually. I have one.
You have one dot?
Yeah.
All right, let's do a Hail Mary. Roll me one die, and you can't botch, but
8.
no.
Okay. I'm going to stick my head out into the hall.
You notice that now all of the exits are being covered by security guards. And they're locking the doors.
I get back into the room. Kenwyn, I know you're awake.
Okay.
Is there any reason why they would want to come here and finish what they started?
I don't know why they came in the first place. And I don't know whether I was the target or Zeron.
Maybe both of you were. Maybe you were conveniently placed. Maybe you knew too much.
Then we have to get out of here.
I'm not leaving without Zeron and Zister.
I'll take him out. You find Zeron. You're the only one who can keep him alive.
Don't wait for me. If you can get back to the Spark, do it. Call Incisor if you can. Call the Duke, Talus. Any friends we have left.
Understood.
Go.
Zister comes over and he starts pulling IVs out of Kenwyn's arms, and he's just like, ow, ow! And then Zister looks at him and says, if you're going to be a baby about this, I'll just leave you.
Classic.
And then starts shutting off the monitoring machines around him before pulling off the leads. What are you doing?
I am putting on scrubs, if there are any in the room.
Oh,
I'm looking.
damn.
I'm checking the room for
There are
scrubs.
scrubs outside the room.
Cool. I'm going to put them on. Don't worry, it's not that awesome. This is just for a bunk. Me getting changed into nasty, nasty scrubs is Sophia's bunk.
Oh, they're clean scrubs.
They're not fashionable though. They don't have like.
For she, that's like
I
that's
understand.
This is a big deal. And she's going to
She's a mean
cast
human.
Elder Form on herself to go invisible.
Oh,
To take the form of air.
To take the form of air.
Okay.
to the scrubs
So
just
as you
fall
take
before.
the form of air, well, actually, let's see if you succeed.
Yeah.
Your difficulty is, your bunk is 2, but your difficulty is added by 1. So your difficulty is 7 currently.
Okay, so that was 3 successes, which is 5 minutes per dot of glamour. And I think I have 8.
That's
Okay, so you have
Healthy
40
amount.
minutes.
Yep.
The effectiveness of your cantrip may be reduced based on the area that you're in, but
Okay.
probably not like 2 seconds.
Okay. So I'm saying 40 minutes of airtime.
Hey.
So I'm going to float. I'm going to float over people because I think that will probably be the best thing to do.
Okay.
Take to the air.
So you take to the air, and then the take to the air, and you're just going into the vents, or are you just kind of just staying up in the hallway?
I'm just staying up above in the hallway. I think the ceilings are relatively high in hospitals, so
I mean, people don't brush their heads against them.
I'm
Like, I
trying
don't
to
know if they're,
I'm
like-
trying
they're
to
not,
hug
like,
the
10
ceiling.
feet.
No, they're not.
Yeah, but you get this.
They have to be high. There are reasons, but At any rate. Okay, so you are now floating above. You notice that now all of the exits have sufficiently been locked. There's now security guards, and there's seems to be others who are performing some kind of sweep. Police are also starting to enter the hospital as well. And then you still hear muttering about a code yellow baby.
Okay. I am floating down the hall, going in the direction of where I first met the surgeon, who I know is going to be operating on Zeron. Trying to find her, him, see if he's in the OR already.
Okay. Roll me your wits survival.
I'm spending a willpower.
Danger. Thanks, containers.
2 successes.
Okay, so you head towards the emergency, the trauma section, and you see that there are surgeons who are pulling bullets out of his chest cavity. Not necessarily just like he.
No,
in
no,
fact,
no.
a lot of the times they just leave them in. What they're doing is they're trying to also suture some of the wounds that are being caused. They're muttering to each other, but they don't look like they're especially urgent or active. But I mean, they're inside him. He looks very cold. One of the nurses mutters, "Great, now we're not even going to be able to leave properly."
I go closer to them to see if I can hear what's happening.
Last time this happened, it took 4 hours, and she was just underneath some table.
Missing kid, maybe?
Mm-hmm. That would
Yeah.
make sense, right?
Yeah.
I didn't look it up. I don't know.
I'm sorry. I guess I'm just gonna stay with him. I'm gonna guard him and make sure that this isn't all just a big ruse so people can get in and
Okay.
attack.
So as you wait for a second, you then hear code yellow baby, code silver. And then that's when everybody stops and they look up and they look at each other and there's just fear in their eyes. And then one of them says, "It doesn't matter. Pull the curtain, we keep going." And another one's like, "That's not protocol right now." And he says, "I don't care. We have a patient. Anyone else who wants to leave can. But I'm staying." It's suddenly become very quiet in this hospital.
Is this the surgeon that I was speaking to before, the one I cast Well of Life on?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
What?
No, nothing. Yeah.
I stick my head out into the hall again.
Now the hallway is deserted, with the exception of some very nervous police officers who are looking around. They have their guns drawn in hand and are moving quietly.
Can I make a medicine roll to see if Zeron looks like I can move him?
Yes, that's going to be an intelligence medicine roll.
Okay.
Difficulty is 7.
Two.
It looks like the surgeon's not going to complete the operation, but is doing the best that she can to seal him up so that they can go back in later. She essentially doesn't want to abandon him with an open chest cavity. That's no good. But she's moving quickly to try to stop it. Once she's sealed him up, he'll be I mean, it wouldn't be great to move him, but he is still also being assisted a little bit by that well of life that you've cast, and you could potentially cast another one to try to keep close to them as you move him. It might be enough to keep him alive. He can't eat anything, by the way, though.
Okay.
So you can't like shove it down his throat. He can't swallow it to make it take effect.
Okay. Then I'm gonna yank out 4 strands of my hair, and
That's one more than Gimli got.
I know. Gotta
My
one up
man.
Gallades.
Suck a Galadriel.
I'm gonna cast Well of Life on my hair.
On your hair.
Yeah.
Okay. Roll me that. That's going to be a difficulty of 9.
Fuck.
No, 8. Sorry, 8.
Yeah.
That's 2.
Okay. That means I believe that it lasts for a scene.
I think so. I think so.
Can I call?
Yes.
Whatever is appropriate.
So, Sophia, your phone starts to ring. Or
That's
vibrate, I should
weird.
say.
I'm sure there's someone going like, the fuck? Like, looking around.
I try to float out into the hall. Float out into the hall. Hello.
Lady Sophia,
What's wrong?
we are on our way to get you. Right now. Can you meet us out back by the staff parking lot exit?
Liz, you can now look at your piece of paper.
Okay.
Hello.
Right there. Thank you. Oh, fun.
Yes. Sister and Kenwyn.
There are now 4 changelings approaching in the hallway. They can't see you. Each of them are holding a handgun, and they're moving back and forth looking. But interestingly enough, the police officer does not see them and continues to walk past them as they're looking in each room.
I fly back into, like, I just hang up on Braum,
The shit.
and I fly back into the OR and attempt to cast this same air cantrip on Zeron.
Okay. All right. What's your bunk?
That's interesting.
My bunk is to imitate the voice of the reception, like of the PA system, and call for the urgent Dr. Blank, who had introduced herself, to reception.
Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Your difficulty is 7.
Okay. 3.
Okay. Now I need you to roll me your manipulation subterfuge.
Okay.
Sorry, your manipulation performance
Okay.
at a difficulty of 7.
Sophia. Sorry.
It's 2.
All right, let's see if they can tell. After about 10 seconds, the surgeon leaves the room, but she's like glancing left and right. She doesn't see anybody, and she starts to move like serpentine along the hallway. But then you hear one of the changelings, a Pisky, looking up. She's here. She's here. The knocker who's with them immediately stretches his hands across, and you can see that there's almost like a taffy-like substance between him, and he flings it at either end of the hallway, and you can see that bricks forms a tight seal around both ends of the hallway. And that means that the target's here too. Keep going. Each room. I don't care. You find him, you take him out.
I'm gonna reach down and coax Zeron up off the table, basically like using the floating elements of my cantrip.
Okay.
Fuel him up.
He's incredibly light in your hands. His body is just limp. It's the most vulnerable you've ever seen him.
So I lay my hair, my strands of hair, over his heart, hold it there with one hand, and look to see if there's a window.
Not in a trauma center.
Fair enough. Look to see if there's
There's still air vents.
an air vent. That was my second.
We're all on the same page.
All right, I'm going to the air vent.
Okay, so as you pass up into the air vent, I need you to roll me your strength,
Okay.
athletics, as the fans threaten to push you.
Oh, sure. I threatened to cut you up into pieces.
She can't be cut up.
No,
She
I
can't
know.
be
'cause you
pushed.
get air, yeah. That would be.
That is a fail.
Okay.
Oh,
So you lift up into the air vents,
sorry.
and you just start being pushed along, holding Zeron in place, but you can pass through each grate as you move forward. And you can even see every once in a while a door getting kicked open in one of the rooms and a person looking in, and you hear screams, but no shots as you keep getting pulled along. And then you hear Kenwyn cry something. It's far enough away you can't understand him.
So I struggle to recall the layout of the hospital as well as I can to try to make my way to the staff parking lot. Despite like being pushed, I try to use my feet to catch on different corners and propel myself at least in the appropriate direction.
Okay. So you're starting to slow yourself down. You're now well clear of the emergency area, and you are being pushed in vaguely the right direction.
Okay.
And then you hear just, and his eyes open. His still open here.
Wow.
But he looks up and he sees just this wisp of air along, and all you feel are just two fingers on your cheek as you're still holding him in the vents.
I hold his hand as tightly as I can, and then go back to holding him and holding the hairs and navigating with my feet.
Can I attempt to call again? I don't
Yep.
know if she'd like.
I don't have the hands to answer my
That's
phone,
super
so
fair,
I'm
you know what?
just
You could,
You feel
all
that
right. So I kind of
vibration.
because the
'Cause
thing is,
he's
you're when being pushed along in the vents. It's not like you're going. Noing! You're just like, so you can hold him with one hand and then.
we're on our way.
Good. It's important that it be the back staff parking lot door. Meet us there.
Okay. Like,
Oh,
I don't have time for this shit. I'm busy. I'm in a vent.
that's fair. That's fair. Okay.
Okay. That's when you notice that the vent's starting to get quite warm.
Oh my god.
This is some Toy Story 3 shit.
Seriously awful. Oh,
Not
no.
down.
But then
No,
coming from behind you, you notice that the metal is starting to glow red. Someone is using pyretics to try to flush you out.
All right. Well, I'm making sure to direct myself in the opposite direction of that. And
Yeah, it's coming from behind you,
good.
Okay.
but it's starting to move and catch up alongside. And then you just hear, I know you're in here. Just float down. Give up and surrender.
I am going to keep going. Try to double my speed if possible.
Trying to push yourself along.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
And I'd like to cast Oaken Shield on the two of us. My bunk is just like holding him really tightly and be like, let me be your shield. It's not great bunk, but whatever.
Okay, roll. Your difficulty is 8.
Okay. Oh. 4 successes.
Okay. That's a bunch of health levels for you. Your feet are starting to feel a little warm as you're moving along, but then you notice that underneath you, you see that there are lockers.
Oh, that gives me a sense that we're in the staff area. Great. I'm looking for a vent. Oh, I guess that was a vent.
Yes.
If I passed and saw lockers, I would like to hop down out of the vent.
Okay. As you hop down, your cantrip fizzles.
No.
So you're now on the ground. You're fine. You don't fall, but you're no longer air.
Oh, not my Oaken Shield cantrip.
Yeah, no, your open shield's fine. Your elder form is over.
Gotcha.
Zeron's is not.
Great.
Oh. Is it? Great.
It's okay. I can still hold him.
Can you?
Yeah.
He's made of air?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Cool.
She
Yeah.
can just like fan him along.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, how are you, like, you can't, like, anyway, whatever, sorry, that's not my,
So still holding his hand,
Oh.
and it's my cantrip.
no, you're all
He's
right.
my air puppy. Come on. So now I'm like booking it, holding my floating air dude.
As you book it, you see that there is a security guard posted on the outside of the staff entrance, and that there's people hiding behind couches, behind the doors of the sort of staff eatery that's there, and the staff room exit is just past that.
It's not a bad idea.
More thought, please.
Okay, well I'm just gonna go for the exit.
So you're just gonna bust out. So
I'm
the
gonna try.
instant that you knock into the room, people like you get there, and then the door is locked to get into the cafeteria.
To get into the cafeteria.
Yeah.
All right, I need to see what that is. Oh no,
I'll say,
it's so cute.
I'll say so.
Well, I mean, I'm not very strong, but like, can I try to break open the door?
Roll willpower. Difficulty 8. Or is it 9? I think it's 9.
I don't remember. I
Well,
think it is
if it's 8,
actually.
I have 1 success. If it's 9, I have none.
We'll say it's 8 for now. That's fine. We'll fix it later.
I wouldn't.
That means your strength is effectively 1 more. What is your strength?
Now it's 3.
Okay, so you kick it open, and then you see gasps, and the security guard raises his gun and aims at you. But, I mean, you're there, and you're just sort of holding nothingness.
I'd like to cast Grandeur on myself.
Okay. Bunk.
My bunk is...
You're going to have to make this a weird cantrip, by the way, to affect
Okay,
everybody here. So
excellent.
it's just been spending a glamour. That's
Right. Do you know who I am? My family built this hospital, and I will not be kept here like a prisoner.
Ooh. I like that.
My
Okay.
family.
Your
built
difficulty
this
is your difficulty is 7. Go.
Okay. Okay.
This is the new hospital, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is the new super hospital. That's
My
just above
family's-
home.
Family.
My family is super. God damn it. Would you say it was 7?
Yes.
1 success.
Oh, that's
Everybody just sort of like shrinks back, and the security guards like, no one's supposed to leave. There's a code yellow.
I promise I'll tell my father just how good a job you're doing here. Now let me out this instant. Sophia Hospital.
There's a missing baby. We have to lock all the doors down. You can't leave.
Does it look like I'm carrying a baby? And I like hold my arms as though I'm holding a baby, but even though I'm clearly holding
a full-grown man.
an invisible man.
Very full-grown. You know what I mean?
And then someone else says, we should all get out of here.
Oh, shit.
Fine. And he knocks open the door, and he just starts sprinting away.
Woo!
And everybody starts piling out.
Oh no, it's chaos.
Anarchy is fine. Anarchy is good.
You heard it here first, folks.
Hello. I go with the flow.
So as soon as you get outside, you see that there's a Winnebago parked outside, and there's a door. The doors to the back are opened up. The curtain, there's still a curtain stretched across, but there's doors opened up.
Okay, I'm running to it.
Just
Hoping
jumping inside.
to hell that Braum is there. Actually, I'm calling Braum.
Yep.
Yes.
Can you wave outside the window?
Yeah.
Yep. I wave outside the window.
Great, I
There's
see
a-
him. I don't trust vans, yo. I don't trust vans, Winnebagos,
Yeah.
anything. All right, I'm hopping in.
Cool. You hop in. The doors close behind you. And then the driver turns around inside a white paneled van and points a crossbow directly at your face.
Motherfucker shit nuts.
Lie down in the back seat. Don't do anything stupid.
Oh no, Braum.
This is still going to work if you're dead.
Oh my god. My heart. My whole heart. No. I quit.
The troll who's very
I
much
quit.
the troll who's very much not Braum
No, it was very much not Braum. It's not Braum, I promise.
Why did he answer the phone?
lets his cantrip fall, and now his voice just simply says, "It will still work. It would just be easier if you were to cooperate." He's holding cold iron and is unaffected by your grandeur. And he looks over at the other troll in the driver's seat and just says, "Go." And the van starts pulling away, realizing that you are in fact not inside a Winnebago, but on the cold steel floor. I will point out that there is enough space to push Zeron out of the car if you wish.
I wish. I want to shove him out the door. With my other hand, grab the film canister and break it, and cast dragon's form on myself. I'd like to become a dragon inside this tiny, tiny van.
Okay.
Yo!
Zeron's body just goes out of the van. Spend your glamour.
How much dross was the film reel?
Three points.
Okay.
Area man startled to see dragon inside van.
Area man, my God.
spend it.
I spend it.
How much glamour do you have left?
I have 1.
Sorry.
And hopefully that's all I need.
And the van shudders and then stops, and then just you feel each seam as you just expand outwards, and you see the trolls look up at you as you just take form, as your dragon soul erupts out. And then one of them says, "She did it." And the crossbow goes off. So he's shooting point blank at you. You can't, you're now too large to dodge,
Okay.
but we'll see if it manages to.
Got like scales and shit.
I do have skills and shit.
Do nothing for cold iron.
That-
but Sophia's stamina does.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Potentially.
Because it would be chimera. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
what is your stamina, Sophia?
It's 3 because I didn't gain
Hey, 3's
it.
good.
Didn't gain any from the
I didn't gain any as a dragon.
Oh, okay.
Oaken shield?
Yeah,
There you go.
I do have Oaken Shield.
Oaken Shield is ineffective against cold iron. What is your stamina? You rolled 0?
I rolled 0 successes, yeah. Oh, boy, oh boy.
This doesn't hurt too badly.
You can still be a wounded dragon.
Again.
In fact, in a lot of ways, that's probably better.
Again.
You'd be mad. You're not like.
Take 2 aggravated damage
Okay.
on both tracks. You lose your last point of glamour, but you remain a dragon.
Oh.
Okay, well, I'm gonna.
You see Zeron's body is now just rolling away from this, and he is clutching his hands over his chest, trying to hold your hairs within it. And then you see him look up, and all he says is,
I'm gonna scream, shriek in the creature's faces, and then kick off from the ground, try to take flight. On my way, I want to scoop up Zeron.
so he is still made of air. You're no longer cradling him, so it might be difficult to do that, but you can try.
I still want to try.
You can also just willingly end his cantrip so that you can pick
Oh,
him up.
yeah, I'll do that.
The Will of Life will still be active.
They'll see it, but I guess they already see you, so I don't know.
I only want to do it as I'm like bearing down to grab him.
Okay. So the troll is going to try firing again, but now you are in motion. You're moving, so
Yeah.
it's going to be a bit harder. Roll me your dexterity and your athletics, please.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
So. May I call you so? So.
Yeah.
So.
You may.
So.
4.
Okay. Your stamina, please.
1.
Take 1 aggravated damage,
Okay.
both tracks. As you slide forward, Zeron suddenly becomes corporal. He's lying there nude on the ground, wrapped in a blanket. As you seize him in your talons, and I assume that you're just going up.
Yeah.
Try to go out of the way. They're gonna get one last.
Flying into the sun. Directly into the sun.
Okay. They're trying one last shot on you. Dexterity, athletics.
Okay.
Sophia is like a World War II pilot and knows how to come out of the sun. No, it's good. It's good.
It's removed from my dice pool or from my total?
No, from your dice pool.
You know what?
Spending the willpower.
You have willpower left?
I had 1.
Good.
That's 2.
Thanks, Kung Fu Hunters.
Okay. Stamina.
Oh, wait. Sorry.
Stamina is not affected by your wound penalties.
3.
Okay, it's fine because I rolled no successes. I
Oh,
rolled
that's
three
the
ones and
time
an
I
eight.
get my 3 successes.
You take
Oh,
no
yeah.
additional damage from this, but you feel the chill of the cold iron dips your wings. But then you manage to pull up, and you now are thoroughly out of range of the crossbow. As the two trolls look up, when you look down, you see that there's additionally a few Fae on the roof, but they're not firing at you. You can also see towards the spark, which is not terribly far away from this, there's this purplish haze surrounding it. Patch's defense matrix has been activated.
Nice. Not great, obviously.
Can you remind me of what
Nothing gets in,
nothing gets in?
nothing gets out. With the exception of air and water.
Important.
Unless they choose to seal those off as well.
Right.
So given I'm a little wounded, but still only at my -1, how far do you think I could fly like this?
You could fly pretty indefinitely until you're... The thing is, you have no glamour. That's the thing that's mostly going to eventually force you to take back your normal form, but for now you can hold on.
Okay. I would like to, if I can make it, fly to New York.
Oh, shit.
That might be asking a lot.
All right.
But,
Fair enough. Then Heartslight.
okay, you're going to head towards Heartslight?
Yeah.
Awesome. We come back to you, Braum. Cog is speeding away, and he's just clutching on the wheel. He's barely tall enough to reach the pedals.
Oh. I want you to know you've been very brave. I'm going to need you to be brave again.
Where's my mom?
We're going to go back for her.
Where's my...
She's still in the lot. And we're going to see how she's doing when we go back.
What Lady Kyoko?
I don't know. I'm not sure where she is.
They're chasing us.
Can I, look around behind us? Like, literally or figuratively?
Are you muted?
Me? Liz is.
You muted Scott.
Oh shit! I'm so sorry.
No,
No.
I think we're good. Hey, I'm just very quiet for some reason, John.
Are you on?
Yep.
Scott is very quiet.
Alright, hang on, folks.
Here, you go. We'll...
Okay.
How about now,
your
suckers?
C?
I got it, John. I got it.
What
I think
happened?
I must have flicked the camera to off,
Okay.
which is weird because that must have been for the last anyway, whatever.
You would still be picked up by Liz's mic.
Ah, foolish.
Just be a bit quieter.
Hope that's okay, guys. Hey.
There's 3 of those white vans who are still trying to trail you down towards, as he gets onto the expressway, which at this time of day is still relatively open. You know that it will reach a choke point when you try to get onto the 20 or when you try to head towards the Champlain Bridge, which means that you don't have free access forever.
Mhm.
Maybe 3 minutes.
Before maybe we can get off at one of the earlier exits and try to clock
So
up
there's
that way.
exits at Coates and Catherine, Queen Mary,
Mhm.
Sherbrooke,
Yeah.
and then to get on the 20 to head west or east.
Right. Which will be busy. All right, Cog. I want to try to get to Lady Sophia. They're at the hospital. Perhaps... no, I don't want to call her just in case. Or we try to make our stand somewhere.
I don't have a driver's license.
Really? It's pretty good driving.
He's wrestling with the wheel because remember that you're rolling on 3 tires and a rim.
Well, he's doing a great fucking job.
Where do we go?
You're going to take us off here at Queen Mary. You're going to take a right. You're going to roll into the suburbs. And we're going to hide. Run.
Should we ditch the van?
Oh, Sister's not going to be happy about this.
Fuck Zister!
I wouldn't let him catch you saying that, but yes.
I've said it to his face already. We're knockers.
You sure are.
He
Let's ditch it.
wrenches the
Oh,
wheel
fuck.
and roll me your
Sorry, John.
wits drive.
Yeah. I have a specialty in instincts.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. 2 successes.
Okay, you manage to stay seated properly as the van just careens off the exit, and then as it goes up, he sideswipes a couple of cars and then turns right on Isabella past the gas station
Yeah.
and is starting to head down that way. The roads here are still relatively clear. The vans are following.
The hope that I have, and Braum probably doesn't know this area as well as like I do, but the hope that I have is I'm going to direct Cog to turn off and then immediately pull into one of the like ruelles behind the houses so that we can duck into someone's driveway, get out, and just ditch the car and start running.
Okay, roll me your charisma leadership.
Okay. Oh, okay, sure. I took docs in that? Nice job, bro. I am a leader, yes. You can do this, Cog. I'm sorry again for the betrayal, Lady Sophia.
I will never forgive you.
I know.
I will never forgive you.
I scored 2 successes. Storyteller. This is the worst. It is the worst.
Okay, so as he tries to careen into one of the ruelles behind, he loses control of the van, and it flips onto its side.
Oh!
And you can see, like, the first thing that you recognize is that the side view mirror has snapped, which probably would make Zister mad until the entire side just starts scraping along the side, slides up, and then smashes into the sidewalk curb.
Okay.
Roll me your stamina drive.
Nice pool. Fun pool. No successes.
Okay,
Wow.
roll me your soak.
Rough. Yeah. Yeah. This would be like. I can use my stamina to soak this as well as armor, right? Like
Your
it's
armor
not-
does count. for
Armor
this.
does count. The
Yes.
stamina also counts.
Yes, your
Let's see,
stamina
yeah.
and your armor.
It's not like I don't know bullets or something. 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay. Take
Uh-oh.
3 bashing damage
Okay.
as you get flung against the side of the car and it cracks your head a little bit.
Oh.
When your eyes adjust and you wake up, you see that Cog, who does have his seatbelt on, is slumped over. He's unconscious, bleeding from the head. And the white fans are coming.
I should ask because I may have not done this properly. I figured the damage I took from Whisper, would be real as well as chimerical, wouldn't it?
No.
Just chimerical.
Yes.
So that this is real damage.
Yes.
It's on a separate track. Okay. That's kind of my thought. Okay.
Remember that you only suffer the worst of your wound penalties.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing can do damage to both tracks at the same time except for one particular thing.
The thing that's coming for me right now, I seem to recall.
Most
Maybe.
Could you pass me the alcohol, please?
I think we need some of that. Yes,
Thank
of
you
course,
very
please.
much.
Oh, there you are.
No advantage to the vantage.
How are you for water, John?
Good.
Okay. I'm going to. How big is this? What are they called? Alleys? What's the English word? Is the alley relatively narrow?
Yes, it's actually currently being blocked by the Winnebago.
Oh, perfect.
But
what I
you're
was
going to
gonna
have to climb out the top or the... You can't even climb out the back now. It's...
Right, because it's sort of stuffed up against it.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna kick open the door above me, reach down.
like a high kick.
I'm in the passenger seat. Oh, it's his side
Yeah.
because he's like up there. Okay, I was on the wrong side. Yeah, I'm going to attempt to get to sort of a standing position. I'm going to try to take Cog and open the door.
Okay.
It's on the top so I can climb out with him.
So as you start climbing out, you see that one of the white fans is pulled out on the outside. You see that same knocker who you saw before, is peering down at you, and he's got a, he has what looks to be like a net gun held in his hands. And you hear him call out, "Got it!"
Fuck!
Rolling your dexterity athletics to dodge it.
No, it's fine. I wasn't using that one anyway.
Beat your face. Makeup.
Good one. Yuck. 2 successes.
5 successes.
Well, net man.
The net smashes around you, and you fall on the other side of the Winnebago. And you can see and hear just as tiny little screws start drilling into the asphalt around you to pin you down to the ground.
What?
He's a knocker.
No, it's amazing. That's such a great idea.
Patches, we're going to need you to invent a few of those.
Round. Cog is still unconscious.
14.
Okay, you will act first, declare second.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to start a flanking position if they can. They're going to try to... Some of the vans are coming around on the other side of the road, but it's going to take them a little bit to get there. The others are going to try advancing on foot cautiously. They're covering themselves.
As
and
they
others
should.
are providing covering fire. You can hear not bullets, but stretches of electricity arcing up above you as the others are starting to approach.
Electricity. From what?
You can't see, you're on the other side of the...
Oh, okay, just like I hear some coming. Is that what you're... Yeah? Okay. Yeah, seriously. John, I would like to bunk. That's useful, Scott. I would like to let out a howl of pain as if I've perhaps broken my leg.
Okay.
I would like to use this to draw attention to myself and my location. I would like to use that as a bunk. The bunk will be to... Just to make it an extra special bunk, it'll be a howl of pain that ends with a bzzz sound, which sounds weird. I'm summoning some electric gremlins to this general region to try to disable all and any electronic devices, including perhaps their vehicles, perhaps their weapons, depending on what they're,
I like it. Your
Cool.
difficulty is 5. Roll it.
I'm like,
Cog's breath is shallow and weak.
buddy. Spending a point of willpower, I'm gonna grit my teeth and just... So I guess... Yeah, scene. Okay. Owies! 100% Aragorn. 100%. That is 5 successes.
Immediately after you hear that, you hear a squeal of tires and the rending of metal.
Oh, yeah.
The lightning above you stops.
Can I try to... Well, I guess I'm going to try to tear out of the net that I'm under.
Well, that's going to be your next round.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Go.
Yep. 8, 7, 15.
Okay. You declare first, act second.
My action is going to be to try to get out of this net so that I can get to Cog.
All right. 3 of your assailants are going to use hopscotch to vault over the Winnebago. 5 of them are going to try to use cover fire in the form of arrows, and others are dealing with the fact that things got smashed up in their vehicles.
Joke's on them.
Finally, you can tell that there's another cantrip being cast, but you're not sure what it is. Try to rip yourself out of this as these others are coming down. That is going to be a strength, athletics. No, it's a willpower roll.
Okay.
Go.
Does this sort of apply? Does the same does the same restriction wound penalty apply? That's the one. That's the word I was looking for.
Yes.
That's some ones. That's some ones. That's 3 successes,
Oh,
as I count them.
that's not bad. You can feel the skin in your hands is almost, if it wasn't made of rock, it wouldn't even be strong enough to contain your strength. As you just rip open this tensile steel net, and you can rise to your feet at this point. The 3 who drop around you, there is a red cap, there is a troll, and there is a knocker. They have their weapons drawn, short swords, and they are advancing towards you. Cog is still unconscious. Round.
Eight.
You declare first.
My action is going to be to draw Whisper, point it at my assailants, and take a defensive posture and simply declare, "You will leave this place, or you will leave this place in a body bag. The choice is yours."
Roll me your manipulation, intimidation.
I have imposing stature.
That's pretty.
I have a lot of specialties, guys. Big fan of specialties. Fat lot of good it's doing me. 2 successes.
Three of us. Half of you. They're going to attack you. You can defend, but that's all you can do this round.
Then I will. Does Jim or my die?
I don't.
Your table somewhere. It's fine. I'll get it later.
Oh, there it is.
Thank you. Did I even like that die?
Okay.
Yeah, do.
Roll your first dodge. It's at your full pool.
Right. Let's do this.
And then
Well,
roll your
-1.
second. It'll be at your pool -1.
Okay.
Remember that you have wound penalties.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just give you both
Yep.
totals.
I've got all 3 totals ready for you.
And then can I roll a third dodge?
Yeah. They're all 3 of them.
I missed it, yeah. 5, 3, and 3.
3, 2, 3. So you managed to just smash all of their weapons away.
Yeah.
And you're still, I assume, holding Cog in one arm.
I'm certainly trying to as I back away.
Okay. That's odd. It's probably nothing, but you can feel just a charge in the air around you.
Might just be me.
Round.
I am a storm after all. Hey, that's nice. 16.
They declare first. Knocker says, "You careful of the kid. He dies. This is for nothing." They're all 3 of them going to try and attack you again. You also know that one of the cantrips is still being cast, but that the rest of them are still trying to maintain cover with arrows, which means that if you pop up over the Winnebago, they'll most likely try to fire.
Man, what I wouldn't give for a good Wayfair cantrip right about now. John, what does Braum know about the Winnebago's design, if anything?
I'm
It
not
is-
sure what you're looking for.
It is nuclear powered.
Yes.
Does that mean that it contains actual nuclear material?
No, it's a changeling
Okay.
chimerical equivalent.
Does it have the same kind of is it as deadly as a nuclear explosion?
Well, you can't create like a nuclear
No,
bomb
right.
out
I
of
guess.
it.
Well, I wasn't planning on it. I would die. I guess that's useful.
But what are you trying to do? Quick.
Yep. I'm going to point past both of them, and I'm going to scream my defiance to cast Holy Strike, to fire Holy Strike into the base of the van behind them, hopefully using that as a distraction to be able to get away from this cantrip.
All right.
Don't
Roll,
worry.
please.
Don't worry,
Your
Mr.
difficulty is 7.
Don't like this. This is crazy town. Prop? I'm targeting a prop?
Yep.
Yeah,
It's a relatively complicated one, so I imagine you'll have to spend the glamour to
you're right.
perfect it.
Yep, and we're going to be out pretty soon. Spend a willpower.
Okay.
Yep. 10s, no? Okay, cool. You said, wow. So that's 3 successes.
I'm going to tell you this. It is a good thing that you are a wilder. The van explodes.
Oh.
It's already been damaged by the crash, and the containment surrounding the power source withers away, and it ignites the air around you, the crackling, and the van explodes. Roll me your stamina.
Yeah.
I am assuming you're shielding Cog from this.
Yes.
So it is your stamina and your armor. This is a soak roll. And then we're going to go back to a dragon.
Okay. Yeah, my goal in this moment would be to protect Cog. If I need to take a penalty to do that, I will.
No, it's
Okay.
just that I assume that you're shielding him and not using him to shield you.
Although
Does he
they
look
did
strong?
say the kid
If he dies,
this
it's
is
all for nothing.
So
Okay, sorry. Yes, I will roll this. Is it diff? It is diff 6. It's
oh my god,
a lot of 10s. I got 4 successes.
4 successes.
Yeah,
good.
it's a good roll.
You're going to take
Oh.
2 chimerical damage.
Okay.
But there's just this ringing in the air and you're blinded. But so is everyone else. Sophia.
So Sophia understands that Heart's Light is not the best place to hide, but she's trying to go for a place with as many changelings as possible. So
As you look towards Heart's Light,
yeah.
you notice that there's this odd smoke coming from closer to NDG, Hampstead. Of course, this explosion happened while you were in the hospital, but you're slightly time asynchronous.
Right now. Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna, I guess, keep heading for Heart's Light.
Roll me your willpower. Your difficulty is 7. You're keeping this form together through sheer force of will.
1.
And as you are guiding down towards the roof of Heart's Light, you can feel that the form is starting to fail, and then it drops as you're about 2 meters above the roof, and you just smash into it and slide. Roll me your stamina as a soak. If you're wearing armor, I don't think you are.
2.
Okay, you take 1 bashing.
Oh, is my Oaken Shield still up at
Yeah,
least? Oh,
that
perfect.
will apply to that.
Sounds good. Is that real? It's real, right? 'Cause
It would be.
I'm
it would be
actually
real.
landing on the
Yeah, but
right.
it's fine.
And Zeron too. He has
Yeah.
Oaken Shield at least. So
Well, you're
there's that.
holding him. I assume that you're doing the same thing and not being like, I can surf on Zeron.
Pulling a Fitty Dirge, is that what we're...
I saw this in Zelda.
Or not Fitty Dirge, the other one.
So Sophia's in quite a lot of pain, but I'm gonna push myself up.
Yikes.
So Zeron is still just, and then you see him just think for a second, and then he whispers, and just his skin just seals around the heart, the hairs on his heart. We need to go underground. I can't ask you to stay with me.
They'll use us to hurt each other. We have to stay together.
Okay. Be my shield.
Always. And I help him up.
He can't stand.
Oof. I'm gonna try to support him.
Oof.
You get the impression that he's holding himself up now on force of will, but he's able to stumble inside. You're in that stairwell that leads up to the thing, and then you see Aubrey drop a tray as she looks up at you, who are very, very injured. You're bleeding. And Zeron, who is like literally with like a cut that's been like glued together and his nude body limply against you. And the tea and slight bump just scatters out across the floor.
We need to see His Grace.
Okay.
It's very urgent.
And then she turns and she starts running down the hallway. And then she starts screaming, "Help! Help! Your Grace!" Where's my fucking cocaine?
Where's my cocaine?
I need a little bit of that snow at this time of year. Oh my God, to Granville. No.
Ring, ring, ling-a-ling. You see that various members of the Freehold are starting to poke their heads around you as you're coming down. You're still wearing the scrubs shirt.
You're embarrassed.
I'm very embarrassed.
See how Zeron stays up? Yep, Zeron stays up. And then Granville comes around. He's dressed in his robes. He looks up. The basement. Put them in the room with the balefire. Lock it. I'm the only one allowed in or out at this time. No one else unless the lady says so. Is that understood? And then there's a genuine amount of confusion, and then he pulses Glamour in his fists and he shouts, "Do it!" And then they form a line, a chain, a human chain, as they start guiding you down towards, further down the stairs, and they start carrying you. They take gently Zeron away from you, and they start pulling him down as well.
I make sure I'm still holding his hand.
And then the door opens up. You're put inside with the balefire, where there is a small, but yet finely appointed bed. Nice. And then the door is closed and then locked.
Oh, boy.
You hear from the other side, "We won't be able to hold you here if they're searching you. They'll be able to find you. But you can stop here, regain your strength, and we will protect you until we figure out what to do next."
We don't want to put you in danger. When we're strong enough, we'll leave, I promise.
You don't get to tell me what to do. I outrank you.
You're right, Your Grace. Thank you. I, help Zeron get to the bed.
And you get a phone call.
Who's it from?
Some burner number.
I'm sorry again.
I'm
Everyone
furious.
not trust me.
How did they get your phone?
Just like a scrambler or something.
So angry. I'm so angry. I just pick it up and listen.
Do you see how serious we are now?
I hang up.
Coming from inside the house.
Braum,
Yeah.
where are you?
I think trying to exit this alleyway in Hampstead.
You hear someone calling from behind you, somebody who clearly is distressed. "We still have your wife."
God.
Um.
Oh my God.
"We'll trade her for the kid. You come out, you give him to us, and we'll give you your wife back. You take her and you go home. You swear, I swear, we get this done now. His life for hers."
I'm just gonna continue walking, and I'll try to I'll try to call over my. I'll try to call over my shoulder. I'd rather you just shot me then.
Not an option. You're not even a pawn in this game.
I am a knight.
Oh, I get it, because you're doing chess things. I like it. Sorry.
You saved one of your wives. Are you prepared to condemn the other one to fey death?
So I'm going to stop. I'm going to turn around. I'm still holding Cog.
Your eyesight is gradually returning to you.
Okay.
You're alone in this hall, in this alley. Nobody can see where you are currently.
Okay. Then I'm going to continue to move backwards because I want to keep getting out of there, but I'm going to call out to them, I guess, instead, even though that's yeah. The code by which we live does not entitle anyone to intimidate any other with threats of violence in this way.
You are a knight. Stupid. Blind. You don't see what's ahead of us. You can't feel the cold around us. And you are doing everything you can to protect an institution that wants nothing more than to protect itself instead of the citizens and the fealty of everyone here in Concordia.
If you had merely talked to me, you would realize we have the same goals. I seek to protect the people of Concordia. I seek to work with them. And you are too short-sighted to understand that we may have the same objectives. Think hard about what you've done today, about how many lives you've ruined, because when I return for you, you will receive no quarter. And before I remove the head from your body, your last thought, I hope, will be about how you could have simply spoken to me. Until we meet again.
You think it's as easy as meeting one more time. You think that I'll let this happen. I'll find you. And after I find you, and I take the child from your arms, you'll understand that the Shadowlands are nothing compared to the hell that we would endure if all glamour fell from this world. A system you're trying to protect. Go. We'll find you. There's more of us than you can count. More of us that have been preparing. And all of your laws, all of your oaths will do nothing to protect you from the fire that will burn away winter.
I'm already gone. I'm not going to respond. Oh.
Get back there.
Pook!
Damn it, Pook.
I like these guys. You know what? I kind of dig it.
Hashtag not all Shadow Court.
Cog starts to groan next to you.
And gently, like, shush him. Not shush him. You know.
Shut the fuck up.
Just start choking.
Buddy.
You need to be quiet.
I need you to not do anything
Just gave
right
up
now.
another wife for you, okay? So I'm really upset.
We
right now.
don't know if that's true. Man, at this pace, I'm going to set a James Bond record for losing wives.
I mean, she threw her wedding ring out of the van, so like maybe that was considered divorce.
Lady Sophia, I don't think this is the time for that sort of joke.
Braum, you're now
Yes.
you're now huddled against a storm cellar.
Clonk.
You're relatively sure that others aren't around. They're retreating as now police are starting to arrive on the scene.
Shit. Well, I mean, I have lots of arts. None of them are invisibility or teleportation, so, you know. I mean, like, I have ways, it's gonna be a little rough. Are you all right?
I'm sorry I crashed.
You don't even have a driver's license. I wouldn't have been able to do that at your age.
Where do we go?
We need to alert the Duke at Heart's Light.
Okay.
We're gonna be all right. Okay?
Braum,
Cog.
I'm scared.
Me too.
Pretty lousy Fiona.
I'm not a Fiona.
And he just nestles his head against your side. Let's go.
Sometimes fear is what drives us, Cog.
I'm not driving again.
No. After this is over, Cog, I'll buy you a drink if you want one.
Okay.
We're gonna be okay.
I'm trying. I'm trying. Where do you go?
Well, we're headed to Heart's Light. I don't like my odds of like stealing a car or anything, but if Cog sees
Excuse me, I am Braum. May I borrow your vehicle?
Hello.
Yes, I work with the police. I need to. I'm gonna, you know, if Cog feels up to it, if there's maybe an abandoned vehicle, one that's got all them parking tickets on it, you know what I'm talking about.
Do you know how to hotwire a car?
I don't, but he might. And if he doesn't, then we're going to get there some other way.
So you
know a
do
taxi?
find a car.
Oh shit! I was thinking a bus,
It's
but you know,
sitting in.
so lame.
It's sitting
So
in
banal.
one of these alleys behind. It looks like it's been there for quite some time.
What do you think, Cog? Can we get it running again?
I could try. Get in.
Get in.
You have to turn the ignition.
Oh.
You're gonna need this. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out a screwdriver and he just hands it to you. Just jam it into the ignition and wait.
All right.
So Cog lifts the hood and he starts trying to make a sense of what's going on with this car. He runs his fingers over the ignition switch. He checks the spark plugs, the radiator belt, everything. And then he just, I don't think I can. Frickin' piece of junk, and he kicks the bumper and the motor springs to life as your hand cranks the ignition, and he looks back and he just looks shocked. Oh shit.
I'll tell you all about it, Cog. Hop in.
He slams the hood down, he stumbles into the side of the car, and he just lies down in the back seat.
Even better. Is he like, I can tell that he's injured, obviously. He probably hit something pretty hard in the van. Does he seem to be losing blood?
No, most of his damage is bashing.
Okay.
But like he's not okay.
He's not in a good way, but like,
Yeah.
okay, he's not dying.
No, he's.
That's good.
He has maybe one level of lethal, and the rest of it's bashing.
Okay. Oh, we're gonna I'm going to peel out of here and take us to Heartslight.
Zaron and Sophia are in the balefire room, and Zaron is still just I'm not certain how I survived this. I'm not certain how I'm surviving it now.
You have to rest. Your own strength got you this far. You have to restore it now.
I can't breathe properly. I think one of my lungs is still collapsed.
I'll ask the Duke if there's a doctor.
No,
I can try to call Saley, maybe.
no. The Matrix is up. If Sally's inside, she can't even get your call.
As soon as I get some glamour back, I'll cast Well of Life again.
You need to start thinking about the future. I'm alive. And I think it's you being close to my heart that's keeping me there.
Good.
But you're going to need to get out of here soon.
We're going to need to get out of here soon. And we're not going until we're both stronger.
If there are enough of them, they'll surround this place. We may be able to hold off a siege, but I'm not sure for how long. The Freehold's without one of its more skilled swordsmen.
Just rest, okay?
They were going for me. Kenwyn seemed to recognize them, and he moved out to stop them, but they made it clear that they would shoot through him to get to me. He would not relent, and I pulled him down. I wasn't enough. Did he survive?
He did, thanks to you. I told him you were much kinder than I would have been.
A life is still a life. But he'll owe me next penance.
Sorry.
They hurt you to get to me.
That works on Fiona. I thought Liam were more about mortals and blue.
This would be simpler, wouldn't it?
They don't see your beauty. They see only a threat.
I should be flattered. Usually it's the other way around. I could get used to being seen as a threat by my enemies.
Damn.
Just don't lose sight of it. If it weren't for your beauty, then what good would the world be?
What good is beauty if there is no world to save?
I'd rather have one than the other.
Zaron, I mean it. Stay with me. Rest. Recover your strength. Because I need it. I know you'd never get better for yourself. Get better for me.
I, of course, would get better for myself. What do you take me for?
A selfless knight. Puts honor and loyalty above everything.
Honor, loyalty. I'm afraid you have the wrong man.
I have very much the right man.
It's not what I believe. I know that we're going to win, and it isn't because of loyalty or honor. And it's why I need you to hold on to what your beauty is. They don't realize that love conquers all. Should I be staying awake? I never was very good at knowing about whether unconsciousness was a good idea.
Can I do a roll to see if I can know?
Intelligence medicine.
It's one success.
He should probably stay awake if he's, if indeed his lung is perforated. Staying awake is going to help him because the well of life will eventually start to, I mean, it still works on unconscious individuals, but he's going to get worse if he goes unconscious, so.
Keep talking to me. Or you listen and I'll talk.
Tell me about Incisor.
Oh.
You care about her.
Very much.
What do you see in her?
She is so beautiful and she doesn't even realize it. And she's dangerous and adventurous and so loyal. But she doesn't want people to know. You are everybody's white knight. And she's mine.
I see it in her music. The choices that she's made, she regrets some of them, but she hasn't given up. I can see what you see.
I wish she could.
I still haven't met my children.
I've met your daughter. She's beautiful, of course, but she is also playful, mischievous.
I bet she looks more like her mother.
I think I saw a little bit of golden in her fur. Given time, I'm sure Kaylee would like you to meet them.
She was kind to me. I didn't expect that. I thought that it was just an arrangement.
Well, she wouldn't have chosen to arrange with just anyone. She has very particular standards.
I let myself think that it was love. I let myself believe it because that's what I needed to believe. And I still do see love in there. I'm so confused sometimes. I just know that there's too much that I haven't experienced yet.
Like what? Give me a list, and we'll see what we can do. Don't laugh. I'm not funny. Don't laugh. Come on, list away. Number 1.
I loved you when you didn't tie me down. I loved you when you cared for me, but you did not claim me. I loved you when you refused to be claimed. I don't know what else is out there for me, but I know that it hurts.
You know what? No more lists, okay?
I'm having trouble staying awake.
Okay. Settle next to him and take his head in her arms and just stroke his hair.
There's still love in the next life, right?
Zeron,
I'm not planning on dying.
I am not kidding. If you do, I will never forgive you. I will follow you into next life and I will slap you across the face. I hit Kenwin really hard earlier today.
God, that was today.
Did I ever tell you the story of my chrysalis?
No.
I was a very precocious child, and I think that's a fancy way of saying I didn't really have any friends because I was strange. My brother made fun of me. I had an invisible friend, a bird named Peeps.
You
met him?
Peeps.
Mm-hmm. We were at my family's cabin. It was winter. It was New Year's Eve. And this old crone appeared. Demanded my father's coat, said he had stolen it from her in exchange for inspiration in his writing. She ordered me to stand down. Her quarrel was not with me, but with him. I wouldn't. I threw a snowball at her. Asked for help from the trees. And they answered. I made fire. The trees were on my side and attacked her back. And the whole world I'd been imagining my entire life was real.
When you knew who you were, did you think you would one day end up like this?
I should be so lucky to find someone I'm willing to fight for, find battles I'm not willing to walk away from. Because look, and I turn him towards the balefire. We're locked here in a room together, but there's still light. There's still hope.
I've never told you about my chrysalis, haven't I?
No.
I suppose that I have to tell you tomorrow.
Yes, I think you have to. I'll hold you to that.
Tomorrow, then.
Tomorrow,
Braum.
then.
You're outside Heart's Light.
Oh, that's good.
You're relatively sure that you weren't followed, but Cog is drifting in and out of consciousness.
Yeah, it's not great. how does Heart's Light appear to be intact, under attack? Any
Seems to be relatively stable, but there's a few more guards outside and a couple on the roof.
I'm gonna park the car, step out. I'm gonna show my hands.
You need to be able to prove you are who you say you are.
Tell me how I can do this.
I think the burden of proof is on you, friend.
Indeed it is. My name is Sir Braum Madsden ap Gwydion, and I wield this treasure. I show them Whisper.
Okay.
I have here a young man in desperate need of aid.
And look, I'll prove Whisper works.
So, do you two also want this, or what do you think? Drive it into my... Yeah, sorry.
Get them inside. You take the car, drive it somewhere else, and then walk back. Go.
I go to get Cog and bring him inside.
He's moved back into unconsciousness.
Yeah, well,
So you can carry him in.
I do so.
You're greeted by Duke Granville, who's sitting just in a chair in the kitchen, and he's got a mug of coffee and a peanut butter and banana sandwich next to him
That's
been
comfort.
neatly quartered. And he's chewing on one of them in a sort of listless fashion when he looks up and he sees you.
Your Grace.
Sit down.
Can I hand Cog to someone?
Yeah,
Okay.
They take him.
All right, I'll just put him here. And then, okay. I sit.
We received a phone call. What happened?
Claude's wife, Halea.
Shit. We should have killed her when we had the chance.
Your Grace.
She should be dead, buried 6 feet underground.
With all due respect, Your Grace, I believe that was Sir Claude's choice to make.
And look where it got us.
Currently, there are many of us unaccounted for. Do you have any knowledge of the whereabouts of any of these broken wing,
Broken flight.
members?
No. No, we weren't even aware that they were still a thing.
May I use my Gwydion sense on that statement?
Yep.
We weren't even aware they were still a thing. Sorry, no, we weren't aware they were still a thing.
I'm muting just myself.
I don't know what his, manipulation subterfuge is, but yeah.
6.
3 successes.
He's telling the truth.
Okay.
They said they were going to call back. And they said that they had proof that Patches and Claude were unharmed, and they wanted us to have it.
Have you heard what their demands were?
No.
Halea called the Lady Sophia to try to convince her to force the High Queen to dissolve the Parliament of Dreams.
Triggering an election?
Yes. I assume they have some sort of people waiting in the wings to swoop in, establish a new order of some kind.
Even an election weakens the monarchy at that point. Without the Parliament behind it, that means that Lenore will have to take up all power, and that will not make her popular. Not now.
I believe she may be unassailable currently. There is that at least.
The phone rings.
I'm hoping we look to it together at the same time.
He reaches out and answers it on speakerphone. Duke, I trust that you have a recording of this available so that you can play it back. Yes, I can do that. Just, and he starts poking at the phone, eventually gets it right. I need proof first that Patches and Claude are still alive. She nods. I can help with that. Go ahead.
I'm okay, Claude's okay, they're treating us okay, just don't fuck things up, but don't do what they tell you. I'm not hurt. Claude's not hurt, but they're keeping him asleep. Tell us when he's left.
And the phone cuts out. Oh, I don't think they could hear it. So we're going to play
Perhaps
the two things again for them.
Great. I could even
Ready?
summarize, but I'd love to hear it again.
I'm okay, Claude's okay, they're treating us okay, just don't fuck things up, but don't do what they tell you. I'm not hurt. Claude's not hurt, but they're keeping him asleep. Talus knows more than he's let.
What was the last
They're
line?
keeping him
They're keeping him asleep.
asleep.
But
I'm not hurt. Claude's not hurt, but they're keeping him asleep. Talus knows more than he's let.
Talus
Yeah.
means
I
more
didn't.
than his life? No, that doesn't make sense.
I'm not hurt. Claude's not hurt, but they're keeping him asleep. Talus knows more than he's let.
Oh, Talus knows more than he's. Oh,
Ah, more than he's letting
I
on.
swear
Yeah,
to
probably.
God. Oh, are you?
Yeah, sure. Fucking
Do you want?
just whatever. You, me.
I'll let you two react for a second.
Okay. Liz, I have a. Can you mute John? I have a very particular reaction. It's one of these. Are you ready?
I'm just thrilled that Patches is like, don't do what they tell you.
That is pure
That is
Patches,
pure
and
Patches.
I'm here
That
for
should
it.
count as a bunk to end all bunks. Like, I hope she's about to cast a cantrip wherever she is, because
Alright,
like,
Patches. Now go and tell them that you're okay, but say no more than that. Yeah, sure, fuck you. Okay, fine.
okay, I need to know what your paper said now because I am so furious. And I knew that the Winnebago was going to be a trick.
I know. So
May I read the whole thing?
you may. I'm going to tell the people in chat here. John provided each of us with papers before the session to be unsealed only when given instruction. Liz's, you all saw it, was on the stream. Mine I had kind of had beforehand. Yeah, Kung Fu Fenris, just for what it's worth, I'll get back to this in a sec. I don't think Talus is evil. If he knows more than he's letting on, it's because he's trying to protect Claude. Maybe Claude, killed Halea, but then did something else. I don't know. Maybe Dantain Talus was part of
Yeah,
this. and he
Kung
was
Fu
like,
Fenris,
"That's
I
fair."
am very much in agreement.
That's
I
actually
think he
a good
just
point.
knows more.
Oh, sure. Mistress
Oh.
actually makes a really good
No,
point. No,
no,
that's
no.
super possible. As a Dantain,
Oh, being set up.
as a Dantain, he wanted to sort of capture enough glamour to be able to get back to Arcadia. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody help me with this with the pocket rocket, right?
Pocket rocket.
It was that like 50 sessions ago? Fuck, I don't know what's going on. But somebody helped him, maybe. That could be them. That's really interesting. John, they're theorizing.
Tinfoil hats are on,
Tinfoil hats are on.
and the pants are off.
Whoa, my pants are on.
Your fleens are on.
Now I have to look back at this for a second.
People are essentially sort of suggesting that the message about Talus knowing more might have to do with when he was Dantain Talus, some sort of relationship with these people. It's very, very interesting, and I'm intrigued, certainly. I wouldn't have thought of a relationship here.
Okay.
I probably should write down what Patches said.
He sure did, Mistrich. He used it on Patches a few times.
Oh, yeah. Aaliyah.
Sir,
Oh, fuck.
I am going to need to prove that you are who you are before I can trust you. And you'll have to do the same for me. Come. He stands up and he starts ascending the stairs, still munching on his peanut butter and banana sandwich, until he gets to his study.
You're on. You
You-
clicked the other? You don't have another thing.
I don't have another thing. I'm normal.
Yep, all right.
Okay.
In his study,
Mhm.
he moves one of the bookshelves over one, enters in a small door, and proceeds down a hallway at the end of which there is a safe. He opens the safe quickly and he pulls out a very small cold iron nail. He takes it and with just presses it against his finger and then twists it just enough so that you can see that blood runs down. There are no cantrips. There is no illusion, no glamour. I am who I say I am, and I need you to prove that you are the same.
I want to narrate my thought process. I can't see how this could be a trick only because this is a safe that's in Heartslight as it is. I reach out, I take the nail, and I press it into my finger as well to try to draw some blood. I already did.
Okay. We have Sophia and Zeron. They're in the basement. They've been locked away, and I am the only one who is allowed to let them out. Not even you. What do you intend to do? Because they know you're here, they will mount an offensive.
We can meet them here on the field of battle. They will have chosen the place and the time, but we know the terrain better. If they were to mount an offensive, but we were to be gone, then that would delay them as we attempt to retrieve our friends.
Broken Flight was never interested in destroying. They're interested in taking down the monarchy, which means that I don't believe that they'll attack this freehold unless they have a reason to. What is their reason?
Their reason is the belief that we are still here.
What are they after?
Zeron, Cog. They are after those that we care most about.
I can have them hidden. You won't know where they are so that they cannot come after you. Plausible deniability. It may save your life until you're strong enough to mount something of a counterattack.
And yet, Your Grace, wouldn't that make you the next most likely target?
Wouldn't I have already been attacked?
We need time. And this seems to be a way to buy us some. I don't like it. I'm sorry.
I only know of one man who can buy time right now, and he's in my basement. I order you, Sir Braum, to take you, Lady Sophia, Sir Zeron, and Cog out of this freehold within 1 day. I will not jeopardize this place of glamour again. I'm sorry.
You have provided us with hospitality, Your Grace. Thank you. We will undo this threat to our unity.
All of us must do what we can to undo it. But at the moment, they seem to have the element of surprise, and I cannot adequately protect you here.
Excuse me. Your Grace, this I will do.
Yes, you will. Where is Kyoko?
I don't know.
Do whatever you can, but do not sacrifice yourself for her or for anyone else, unless it is absolutely necessary. I do not want to see you throw your life away for only a chance.
Is that an order, Your Grace, or just advice?
I cannot order you to counter an oath. But I am telling you that there are others who depend on you right now. That knocker needs you.
As does my wife. As do my oath mates.
Where is Mr. Flex?
He was with the Lady Sophia.
He isn't now. Where is Kenwyn?
I don't know.
Go to the basement and start finding out what you can know.
Of course.
He throws the nail back into the safe and slams it shut as if he hates it.
No. I mean, as if. Yeah, like you would, right? I guess I'll just, as I step out, I'll just kind of turn back briefly. We are going to do everything we can to recover all those who have been taken by these perpetrators. Your Grace. Your Grace, I am particularly sorry as to my oath mate.
Why?
I understand that you and she you know each other.
Know each other's private part.
Yeah. I'm doing a thing.
Sorry.
I'm trying to do a thing.
And
I just would have thought that you are trying to do your duty. And for that, I respect you.
we're both trying as best we can.
Is he potentially under the effects of something that's muting his Fiona-ness? Possibly?
Roll me your perception empathy.
Because this is, like, very unusual. Oh, yeah. 4 successes. Let's go.
Your point.
He's doing his duty. How he feels about Patches, either he does not love her,
Mm-hmm.
Or he's pushing his fear down. Just because a Fiona feels
No,
fear
for sure.
only when a loved one is threatened doesn't mean that they can't also swallow it or hide it.
Right.
But he's definitely stressed.
Right. I understand, Your Grace.
Good. Let's get to work.
Indeed.
He accompanies you enough so that he can go to the door and make it clear that you are who you say you are.
Even so, Sophia is going to insist that Braum answers some questions.
Of course, Lady Sophia. Is there a problem?
What is the name of the creature who lived in your head?
Rick. We knew him.
What game did he like to play with you in your dream?
It was always different. Checkers, chess once.
Where did we all end up for your bachelor party?
Would I remember this? Yeah, I would remember this. I would. There's events that I don't remember, but yeah.
I mean, before the.
I remember Saley
before I
being really
forgot.
creepy
Oh,
inside
it's
that
true.
Winnebago.
I remember a van, and frankly, that's no. We were transported to Ibiza. It was a wonderful time.
What was the name of our small flying pet friend?
Little one is her name.
Okay, he can come in.
Don't I get any questions?
Go for it. Whose dong was bigger that time we checked to see who was a Dante?
That's
You weren't there for that.
that's not a fair question. He's a troll. He's like a Coke can down there.
It was cold. It was cold under the shower. Sorry.
Like a Coke can.
Oh, fuck. Kung Fu Fighters, can we update your drawing of Braum, please? Thank you very much. Can we get some teas in chat? Oh, sorry.
Glorious art. All right.
So I'm gonna.
Hey, look, no one quoted it, so we're fine.
Crosshair would have quoted it if you were here.
Yeah, what the hell?
He's gonna be so mad. Actually, he'll probably rewatch this and just
Cheer.
fuck.
Oh,
Oh
no.
wait, no, he's just calling a quote. Okay.
Oh, springy.
I don't know why I said that, but it was 2017 Liz, and she cannot be trusted. All right.
I'm gonna step into the cell and I'm gonna move to hug both of these people, but they seem quite injured.
I kind
so
of
perhaps I'll
shrink
stop.
back a little bit.
So you notice that Zeron's chest is kind of being held together as best it can through like something glue-like. Maybe not the best time to hug him.
God, what happened?
My ribs are knitting themselves back together as we speak.
It was mid-operation when they showed up at the hospital. I got us out of there to who I thought was you waiting in the Winnebago, and we got inside, and it was not you, and... Why am I so angry with you?
Because this voice is the one that betrayed you, I suppose.
Where's everyone else?
Cog is here. He is harmed, but safe. For now.
Where's Kyoko?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know, Lady Sophia. I am trying my best to think of all of our missing
And I hug
compatriots as
Braum.
a unit. Oh! I just keep talking over her head. I'm trying my best to think of everyone as a group, one that we must rescue all together. I do not wish to jeopardize one for any of the
course.
others. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm glad you are unharmed.
I'm glad you are unharmed, Braum.
I'm somewhat harmed, but
Braum, you get
I'm very harmed too, as you can tell.
You get a message on your phone.
I'm literally gonna snap this piece of shit in half. Yeah, sorry, what's the message?
It's a photograph.
Oh, great.
It's a selfie. It's where she
Oh.
has both your boys,
Sorry.
and she has both your boys. They both look fine, and there's a CC of an email to Claire saying that they're going to go on a trip down the Amazon or something, and satellite phones aren't all that great, so they'll check in sporadically or something. But she's making sure that you know that your sons are safe.
I take a brief moment to text back that I appreciate the message, I thank her profusely, and I tell her that things are a little bit dangerous, not to worry my sons, but that they should indeed probably stay out of the city for some time. We need to rest. I'm sorry, that's obvious, but we will be leaving this place within a day.
Zeron is under strict instructions not to die during the night.
Oh, good, then we're all in agreement.
I'll see what I can do. Thank you for being here, both of you. We need Patches back. And Claude, they were the first taken.
And now Kyoko as well.
Oh.
Where is Sister Flex?
I don't know. He was in the hospital with me. He was going to get Kenwin out, but I don't... The defense matrix is up at the spark.
Okay, that may have been automatic, or it may have been
He's
affected by
either
him.
there, or he couldn't get in, or he's somewhere else, or they took him.
It means we can't go there.
We can't. But we can't stay here.
That's fine. We will need to rest, and then we will need to leave. After we leave, we must use any intelligence we have to find these traitors.
I open the bag that Kenwin left with me.
Yep.
Read this with me. And grab Helena's envelope. And just tear it open.
Oh, shit.
Tear open the envelope?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
This message will self-destruct in 10
Probably.
seconds. Brilliant Inspector Gadget shit.
So, in the light of the balefire, Zeron literally, with Sophia wrapped around his heart, and his cog rests in his makeshift infirmary upstairs, as Granville mindlessly makes himself yet another peanut butter and banana sandwich. The envelope opens up, but this time there are no photographs inside. But I think we'll end the session there.
Okay, I'm really worried that there's something in Helena's letter that's going to either implicate her or...
That was the first thing
Something?
that concerned me when we saw her name on an envelope. I was like, well, this is either more blackmail, but who
'Cause,
would
like-
they be using to hurt her?
all of the Golden Braid have been implicated, except her and McAllister, and I guess Fala. So far, that's still a good proportion of the Golden Braid, so like,
Is she close enough to the High Queen, though, to be used the way I'm
I
being
think
used?
McAllister would be.
Or is she?
Oh, I really hate to think that. That would be
Codenames!
if you rearrange the letters in Helena, it spells
Code
fucking
names.
traitor.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
It spells don't
Smells
trust her.
Code names.
She lying. Why
Why
you
she always
lie?
Well, we'll find out what the two of you learned. We'll see if you can go for tier 2 on the drink counter. And see if there's any more news about what's to come. On the
Yay,
fancy
John.
Fancy
Just a
corner.
moment. The sounds are back.
Sale.
Oh,
I guess this wasn't really an episode for sales, so I get that. I can respect that.
oh my God, it's me! It's me, Mario.
But you're not H.
She could be. Hawkeye Neale.
Do I have any relatives at all?
Hamish.
Yes, it did, Aragorn.
Hamish. Hector.
Henchman Neale.
Henchman.
Hector.
I don't know. I don't.
La 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 la.
Fuck me. Yeah, sorry. Kung Fu Fenris, yes. I am also spent. There's like the
My
odd
heart.
episode, and I
My
actually
whole
remembered
heart.
the last one very specifically was the like Golden Braid test, and we were still streaming at Beanduck at that time. Hell Elizabeth. And I just like remember finishing the session and just kind of like, why am I so tired? I haven't moved for like 3 hours.
I'm gonna sleep like the dead.
Exhausted, emotionally exhausted.
I had a dream last night that Scott was on Jeopardy. He was a contestant. And I imagine tonight's
I
night's
would
sleep is
be
going to be even less restful. than
Okay
that
on
was.
Jeopardy. I don't know that
You
much.
were decent. You
Oh,
were
thanks.
decent. Yeah, yeah.
We'll
think-
always be at a disadvantage in Jeopardy.
American politics.
It's very US centric, and certain categories we'd be just completely boned.
But Alex Trebek would just like use his influence to give you some
Oh,
extra
shit.
Canadian questions.
Alex Trebek has other things to worry about.
I like how
Nah.
fucking cool he is. Sorry.
He's pretty fucking cool.
Ba-na-na-na-na.
Who else is cool?
Yeah?
The two of you. And I think it's time that we found out who was
Oh.
the coolest today.
Truly shocked neither of us was taken.
I agree.
Like,
Sophia the dragon escapes the
Oh,
kidnappers
sh-
and rescues Zeron the knight, who needs a princess anyway.
Wow. Very nice.
Braum and Cog take the shortest, most disastrous road trip ever. The best chaperone ever. Let's vote 0 or 1.
good God.
Now.
Those are great
I would have
choices.
thrown in a vote too for Sophia and Zeron have like a real heart to heart, because I thought that was the sweetest thing. Thank you very much, Aragwen. Exactly.
Aw.
I thought it's not an option. I just thought that would be. I thought that was like the nicest
Thank you.
scene.
That was sweet.
Elizabeth, what did you learn today?
I learned that Braum can't be trusted.
For fuck's
And
sake.
hospitals are dangerous places.
Both of those things are true.
No, Sophia. She knew it and she said it, but like it was really reinforced how much she loves Zeron and how much she cares about him. And like it would just be so heartbreaking if he were to die.
The one chamber system?
I think
What is the
maybe
one chamber
politically
system?
in the Parliament
Oh,
of
you're talking about
Dreams?
the Parliament.
Is there like an upper and a lower chamber? I have no idea how the politics works. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going with the.
I assume there's like a House of Commons.
Well, I'll make it more precise later on as it
Sure.
it becomes important. Scott,
As I argue shit in the House of Commons. Jar Jar Binks style.
no, we're going normal. Unless the new player's guide has overridden it, in which case I'll have a look, but it's probably still just going to be the normal one.
Mm-hmm. I learned a lot. I don't know if I can distill it, man. Like, I thought today was so effing crazy. And I think actually, you know what? Like, this is a bit of a cop out, but I think it's something pragmatic that I did learn. It's really hard to be on your toes when you're ambushed or surprised, right? This is why a lot of systems have mechanics for ambush or surprise, because I felt, even just like at the beginning of the session or even in the alley as well, overwhelming numbers and like, oh God, what is happening? There's nothing,
It's
nothing you can
difficult.
do, but it is difficult.
It's
Exactly.
difficult- If it's difficult to pull out of that tailspin.
Yeah.
I'm truly
You got away
shocked
too.
and so impressed that you had, what, 13 of them
I think so. Yeah.
after you, and
I mean,
you
some went to
managed
Kyoko and whatever, but,
to get away. Like, that's fucking nuts, and bravo.
Thank you.
Because that was really,
It seems
really
that other
impressive.
people would agree.
Oh shit! Woo! thank you guys. I assume this is a compliment that we take the shortest, most disastrous. If you ever come to Montreal, I can drive you along that stretch of road because I know where it is.
That's what they want to do.
Yeah, just definitely get the Changeling tour. I actually might start filming in some of these locations just to get a sense. We can do a little tour. It'll be cute.
The little tour. I mean, we've got the gimbal now. We can.
It's true, actually.
Yeah,
we
this
can
is
go.
the vent that I flew through.
I was thinking
Here we go.
yeah.
You take one of those
Like Heart's Light.
colonoscopy cameras and send it up the vent and send it through the system so people can follow that. No, not fun.
Why does it have to be a colonoscopy kit?
Why not?
Braum and Cog take the...
It's hospital. It's on theme. It's on brand.
On brand. That's amazing. Today was crazy, John.
Fucking hell,
I'm just putting that out
John.
there. Hats off.
Really
I don't
well
have a
done.
hat, but hats
Also,
off.
we spent almost the entire session separated, so you were running two equally high stakes narratives at the same time. Just
KFS
really,
score?
really, really,
Great question.
really well done. Because they know that Cog was with Lenore, I assumed.
And they want to get to her.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, there's 19 drinks.
Fuck.
Good fucking
And, well,
luck.
there were 20 or 15.
So
or
yeah,
whatever, and
Erwin,
then-
can we
and
get
then-
some precision here? The first tier and the second tier, are they related, or did you just choose a different trigger?
Cog is pregnant with Lenore Babby.
How is Babby formed?
How is Babby formed? Am I pregante?
My pregnant.
Pregnant.
Pregante.
Pregante is my favorite. Wink.
I need to go home and be with my plant. It's the only place where things make sense.
They were both going to be triggers, but then Liz's threw off the counts I was expecting.
What? Well, is it anytime I looked concerned, anytime I swore, touched my face, looked at the camera?
Yeah, Liz does have resting concern face, guys. We know that.
All right.
So-
Can you guess? Because I'm telling you, mine is going to be a total fucking shot in the dark.
My only thought, Liz, some of them happened when we weren't drinking, but I did notice a lot around nervous or interrupted actions that were interrupted by each other. I also wrote sound effects because there were a few pews, pow, pew, whatever, pow, zings, and that. But I don't think that's what it was.
Is it anytime we broke character?
Oh,
To talk
sure.
about how upsetting things were, or just generally broke character?
Yeah, let's go with that. I like that. We're doing it. Times where the PCs broke character in the middle of the scene, which we do a lot. So that's
We do it a lot, and it feels like I would be throwing that off because I would be constantly making you break character by going Braum, and you'd go ha 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 ha. No, not so much.
Yes, to see if they're closer.
I'm close.
When one of the players comments on another PC's action,
That's literally all the time.
That's
What a
all I do with
crazy
Braum.
if it's true.
That's
all I do with Braum. That's all you do with Braum. That's all I do with Braum.
Braum.
Well, that's the most dots I've ever seen in a row. I think in this
will-
context. Well, let me open the door for
when the
you.
players
Oh.
speak to each other out of character.
Ooh,
That's
I'm
all
bad
the
for that.
time. That's all the time.
Can we all get it?
You know what?
This was a team effort tonight, John.
He's doing a thing.
We're all getting it.
Yay!
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
I just had to look at you.
Liz would not stop looking at Scoots.
I mean, I've been saying that for
When there's no Kate,
Thank you,
there's
Kung
nothing
Fu
to
Years.
stop all
This.
this.
That's absolutely insane. I should write down some experience
Wow.
probably then in that case. Oh yeah, I have
Right, I'm going
lots.
to use it to buy some ass kicking.
Yeah,
What
can
did you say,
I-
John? Ass kicking 8? That's what I'd like to buy next week. Can I do
ass
that?
kicking 9.
Ass kicking 9. That's what I want.
to ask kicking 6 at least.
Well, what I can say is that we have a week to look forward to coming up. It's we're gonna see if there's something specific that we might be able to throw down here on
Tomorrow?
I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. It might have to be at late. What's going? No, not this Saturday. What's happening this Saturday?
Not in the evening, no. Nothing that I'm aware of.
Might be
Wednesday.
Saturday. There's a chance that we are going to run a bonus session with Kate,
Kate
so that we
McGee.
can see Patch's side of this before she potentially returns early next week. We're not sure. So don't hold us to this, but it's possible that we will get Kate back. We'll be able to reunite the three of them. Well, we'll see. You know, one of them is still captive, and these two are still pretty fucked up.
It's true. John's very fond of telling people to poke me on Twitter about streaming. I may have some free time tomorrow night. I mean, look,
Yay!
no promises, but like maybe you'll see a stream from little old me. Little old me.
You know, I was just thinking about how much I would love to see some Assassin's Creed Odyssey. How about it?
I said, John, you've had the last year and a half to watch it.
Oh, does that mean that I don't get to see it this Friday?
Sure does, John, but don't you worry. We have Spider-Man on the PS4 just started on Friday. Starting it again. And I don't know if Kate is free for the Saturday stream, but if she isn't, Crosshair and I will be playing Stardew, as long as he's free.
I have to specially thank Erwin for holding down the fort here. She who knows 10,000 things.
10,000.
Keeping us down. We now have people who have subbed for 2 years
Crazy.
on this channel.
Fucking nuts.
2 years, and I hope that you can see. Go tune back into Exaltwitch #1. Go have a look.
Do that for us, guys.
Go check to see
Hey!
the difference.
Silhouette of Aiden.
Aiden's just been waiting there, finger on the button, being like, I bet as soon
Finger
as
on
they,
the button.
As soon as they mention subscriptions, I'm going to click it. Thank you so much.
Thank
That's
you.
very nice.
Thank
oh
you.
my god. I know, Miss Rich.
It's
It's crazy.
yeah, we've been a little while at this game. A little while. It's
Been a while
been a
since
while.
I could
Since
do a Sunday night without bursting into
100,
tears.
104 is, considering that we
It's-
have missed a few weeks,
Yeah.
it's longer than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 years.
2
Definitely longer than 2 weeks,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Well, that, yeah.
But have a look. Have a look at how your support has changed from
Yeah, go find the date.
Exaltwitch 1 to Changeling 104. And are we just getting started? We're not just getting started, but we are definitely
But we are
still
definitely
going.
continuing.
Started? What the?
If we're just getting started, what's next?
Holy shit. Well,
Pyrotechnics.
I was thinking more like.
Oh,
I want
didn't
flames
fireproof
coming from
my
Mick Jagger's
apartment.
armpits. Oh.
What the fuck?
I want flames coming from Mick Jagger's armpits. The
What?
first episode of Changeling. Sorry, I'm just grabbing the date here. Friday, August 18th. So it has been, in fact, almost a year and a 2.5 years.
It was on my birthday,
That we started?
Why?
August 18th.
What a dude! It was, but like that's crazy.
Why not?
But dude, I love it.
Doesn't mean that there isn't going to be more. You can tune in next week right here, Sunday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See where they can go from here. We'll see if they murder me as soon as I hit off stream, but don't forget that you can always go to rpgclinic.com, synopses, VODs. Thank you.
Dude,
Thank
thank you.
you.
It's crazy.
We'll see you next time.
We are the ones.
Bye.
Bye.
Don't trust Braum.
What? But I'm so.